at home, on the go, or at the stadium.
Welcome to the Centre Bounce, your home for all things AFL Supercoach.
Yes, your home of all things AFL Supercoach. G'day everyone. Welcome to another Monday night live stream here on the Centre Bounce. Oh, guys, and girls, of course. Footy is almost here. We've had a bit of a taste. We had a slight taste on the weekend that just went by. We saw some competitive hitouts. We saw some blowouts. But hey, the most important thing is we saw some footy, and it's only going to get better from here. It's always good when your team gets a little win. It's been a long time since I've last seen the Bombrays get a win. I know it doesn't really count as a win, but let's just say when you're an Essendon supporter, you take what little joy you can find. Hope you're doing well, lads. Captain Flash, good to see you. What's up? Big J will be on with us momentarily. He's just defecating. When he comes in, just drop a whole bunch of poo emojis. He'll know exactly what. He'll know what, that I spilt the beans on him. How you doing well, Flash? Geordie, yes, it is indeed a Monday night. You know what that means? It means we're live. Classic fashion. You guys, hope you enjoyed the team. Hope you liked the team that I made and released. Believe it or not, I have already tinkered with it, and the team has gone through a slight variation, let's just say. This team does not survive 2 days in a row without having a change. Let me just sort of... For those of you who are here early on, as a reward of your loyalty, I shall reveal the updated team for now. Actually, I'll do this sharing so that when Jez comes in, mate, the team's been tinkered with already, all right? I got my boy Blackiston in there. I managed to wriggle some room. So I dropped Sherry. I know. It's kind of risky. Tristan Sherry is the man. But I think it was worth it because I've got both Petrarca and Pickett in my forward line now. So what's better than having one of them? I was sort of tearing my hair out, not sure which one I want. You know what? Let's just get both of them in. Why not? These guys, I reckon, are both top 6 forwards. So I reckon we do these two and we get in my boy, Lockie Blackiston. Been talking him up all pre-season. It's only right that I have this guy in my team. If I don't have Lockie Blackiston in my team, then I am the biggest hypocrite since the dawn of mankind. And I do not want to be a hypocrite, all right? I love me my boy, Lockie Blackiston. I know Sherry is out, season over. Bro, I don't care. I don't care if Sherry's out because Blackiston's in. In Blackiston, we trust, all right? In Blackiston, we trust. Look, there's still time between now and round 1, but let's just say I got to back in my boy. I have to back in my boy. And he looked, oh, you guys saw it, right? You saw it. He looked great. He absolutely gave Nankervis a bath, all right? Absolutely gave him a bath. And the benefit of doing a Blackiston in the team, in addition to my love for him, is that he's guaranteed to get ruck status come round 6. So McAndrew at R2 is substantially less of a risk because if, God forbid, the guy goes down and he doesn't perform very well or he gets dropped and Rob comes back in, hey, not into the world because I'll have Lockie Blackiston to just waltz straight back in. And if you heard what Dan Solomon was saying, possession is 9/10. Blackiston's in the spot means Blackiston, it's his spot to lose. And I think with the new ruck rules, we saw it firsthand how much of a great leaper he was, running and jumping, and then his ground level work is also sensational. So already a tinker to the team, but I gotta say I like it because I feel like I've got more premium caliber scores around the ground. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it, guys. The footy is almost here. Get out. 16 days. We're under 17 days now before the start of the season. So get excited, guys. Get excited. It's happening.
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? What did I miss?
Nothing. For those who were early enough, I just showed them that I've already made a slight iteration to my team.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've got my boy Blackiston in. I just can't not have Blackiston, all right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, the chat's giving you a message here for some reason. I don't know what's this. Whole bunch of shit. Whole bunch of poo emojis.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. Rubens, how you doing? Shout out to
I ate so much food at dinner. Oh my gosh. I cooked like 5 different things, and sometimes when you have your dinner and like all of the different flavors don't fit together. I think that's what it was for me a little bit today.
Oh,
Apologies,
no.
everybody.
Oh, no. Big J with the upset stuff. Oh, Tatum.
Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much.
The season will not be the same without you. You're an absolute legend, Tatum. And I know we're going to have a lot to talk about tonight with, obviously, R2. But before we get to that, how good did the Pickets both looked? Bro, the Pickets looked sensational. And if you guys, you guys were here. You've seen me all preseason, and I told you that Latrell Pickett wasn't just picked because he was Cozzy's cousin. He was picked because this kid is actually good.
He's good.
And he's a good player. He's a very good player. And we saw it on full display. Now, of course, he was playing against some blue and white witches' hats, unfortunately, on the day. Clearly, North Melbourne did not come to play on the day. So we'll see what it's like when the opposition actually cares. But they look sensational.
Yeah, I hope North cares at some point. I'll tell you what, otherwise Clarko's getting the boot. Yeah, for a guy, just talking on Latrell, for a guy that kind of came out of nowhere, he's doing very, very well. Very, very well. But I guess that's kind of what you expect. Mature age player, slots into a role. I don't think we've ever really had a player this strongly come to a club and just like, this is your role. It's there waiting for you. Like, just have fun. Yeah, looks crazy talented. Just fills a need. I mean, get rid of small forwards. Cool. Latrell comes straight in. Like, plays a perfect role for them. And not that Cozzy stayed around for a certain reason or didn't stay around for another reason, but I think there's something to be said about, the Dacosses play really well together, or other famous brothers or cousins or whatever play really well together. I think you're going to hear the words Pickett to Pickett for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Pickett is also he really does fill an area of need for the Demons. And when I thought for sure we were going to go for a small forward like Doveston, but when we didn't end up getting him, I thought there's no way that Melbourne were going to give up or pass up the opportunity to get a small forward.
Yeah.
And so they ended up getting Latrell. And obviously everyone's immediate thoughts were, they're doing it to try and keep Cozzy happy. But no, the guy's not a bottom ager. He's had a few more years in the system, a few more years to work on his tank and his endurance, and he's ready to play now. As you can see, great composure, great skills. He looked sensational, and if I could find some money, because I don't have a lot, if I could find some money to get him in here, I'd be pretty happy with it. But at the same time, I'm pretty happy with my forward line as it is with Robertson, Lombard. I'm pretty happy with that. So, yeah.
No, 100%. The story goes, I mean, it's pretty easy to say it now, but the story goes that if he was available at North's pick, it would have been him or Doveston. So what both of them are not going past North Melbourne. We're going to take either one. And I hope that, not since bagging on Tom Powell and things like that, but these kind of players, we know how impactful they are. To pick them up in those kind of teams picks, all the more worthwhile. So, yeah, you just immediate impact, and the game has moved from, slow contested players to, if you've got pace, doesn't matter how good you are at AFL, if you can run and kick a ball, you're doing very well, and you'll have a high impact on the game. So that's what you want.
Jay Clark has found his way into my side for the first time this preseason.
James, don't hurt yourself, mate. Like, you don't turn into Mark Lavelle. We can only have one of them on the channel, unfortunately.
Exactly.
I'd wait at least until the next week's game, or this week's game, really, to kind of gauge what's up. But yeah, it's just that's my reaction.
That's exactly right, Mr. Spanky. Blackie's family. I could hear him all the way out from Narry Warren. I could hear him yelling, Joe's been praising me. Why am I not in Joe's team? Exactly right, Mr. Spanky. I felt morally obligated to wipe those tears. Absolutely. Blackest is in, mate. Flash, didn't watch the Brizzy game. Is McCarthy the Marshall replacement?
I think he might be the Starcevich replacement, at least at the moment. One to definitely watch over the next two games, but I think him playing back is allowing Kadeem Coleman to kind of play pseudo what was that Archie type role. Bit of pace and good goal sense in that forward line. The fact that they can interchange between both of them works out quite well as well. But yeah, I think that's where he lined up at least last week. So we'll see kind of where he's at this week, I guess.
It was a bit of a surprise. It did come as a surprise.
100%.
Seeing that McCarthy was playing behind the ball, and that's where he played 3 out of 4 quarters. The only reason why he didn't play that role in the fourth quarter was because he was taken out entirely. So for basically 100% of the game that he was playing behind the ball. And this is awesome. We love a non-forward here in Supercoach, as you guys and gals obviously know. So, look, if the role is real, then 100% at 170K, I'm willing to go there, as opposed to paying over 200 for Kadeem Coleman if his primary position is going to be forward of the ball. So, yeah, I'm happy with Lincoln. Obviously, he's been cruelled by injury, and it could very well be that they're trying to prolong his career. They're trying to give him a new lease on life by playing him in that position behind the pill. So I really hope that it sticks, but I can't say with certainty that he will, personally. Obviously, the Lions are so good. They'll be rotating people. They still got Jasper Fletcher who can run off there. Zorko's still there. You never know when Kadeem Coleman can go back and play that role as well. So it's really hard. It's really hard to say exactly if that role persists. But if he's going to play half there, half forward, it's still okay, I think, at $170,000.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about the price is that you're not paying too much to change a lot of your team. And you have a player expensive enough that even if you miss out on a cheeky rookie, they're typically not going to go up 60K in their first time. Or by the time round 3 comes along, if the pick doesn't work, you can always pivot. And that kind of round 3 time is where, hey, maybe I want to have a look at, picking up this guy, or you've missed out on someone that's kind of come out of nowhere, and that you're available to select.
See if I can pull up the article from that game, because, by the way,
yeah, look now.
Talking about articles,
naughty, I'll tell you what.
This son of a bee waited for me to sing his praises, sing his praises in the players on my watch list.
Yep.
And then he goes and drink drives. You absolute muppet. What were you drink driving about? Are you that depressed about getting smacked by the Bombers by 50 points in the preseason game, so you want to try and drink your sorrows away. Mate, it's just a pracky game. Just calm it down.
I'm sure that's what it was about.
108. Are you kidding me? That's just silly. So
yeah, it's
silly.
pretty crazy that like he was over 2 times like over the legal limit. I don't know if I could actually get in the car and drive at that limit, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, all power to him, but he's in a bit of trouble and he's not playing round one.
To him.
He's not playing round one. So hey, you could pick Latrell Pickett and he could be alongside Rankin as your round one loophole, Joe. Oh, but they play first game, so maybe it's not. Maybe he's not. It's not going to be worth it.
Hey, Ian, what can I say? What can I say? Naughty Lefau. Can we call him? What's he called? So his name is McKelty, right? So why don't we change his name to Mikey? Mikey. You know what I mean?
Oh, I might
Mikey, because obviously, as you guys know, Mikey's Transport Victoria. So the guy can't drive. So maybe he's now Mike Kilty because you got to use the public transport, you dumbass. All right. And then we get to what's this? Josh Dunkley. No, where's the game between the Lions and who did they play? Lions and Carlton. Trying to find that game. Here we are. Fresh face. Yep. Okay. So there's the Blues. This was the article from the game. Shera obviously got injured. They make a mention. Jagger Smith. Yes. Levi Ashcroft, sensational as always. Lockie Neal, Jared Berry, Zach Bailey. They really don't talk about him at all, do they? Switching positions. There we go. Switching positions. Yeah. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, AFL. So Kadeem Coleman started in the forward line, made an early impact. So he played it well. And Lincoln McCarthy, off back-to-back ruptured ACLs, played at halfback. It was a little rusty early, but warmed into the contest with some nice touches. So, yeah, interesting to see whether or not this McCarthy role sticks. If it does, then I'm all for it. If not, then very easy downgrade to Latrell Pickett, let's just say. Oh, J Bags. J Bags, you generous human.
Thank you very much, J Bags.
Thoughts on how the new ruck rules may impact the likes of Sherry, Grundy, and Witts, given this, should we keep Sherry at R1? J Bags, you almost seem like you were some plant that I paid for to make this comment. I literally made a video giving a breakdown of all the rucks and where they get their scoring avenues from. And let's just say, if it wasn't for the incredible fixture early on for North Melbourne's ruck matchups, let's just say I don't think anyone would be picking Tristan Sherry. Right, Jez?
Yep.
It's the fixture.
If you take what was shown in the preseason game, then 100%. Like, even now, as you say, Joe, like if it wasn't kind of what we saw, no one's picking him.
So that's the big question with the big X. Is his fixture for the first 8 weeks good enough to offset the price point? He looks like he's going to struggle with the center bounces because the guy's not much of a jumper. But
North Melbourne needs to pull their finger out.
Yeah, but he's going to have his way at all the ball ups and the throw-ins. He's going to have his way in those departments. But remember, you're sort of picking the player to have for the whole year. You're not just picking him for the first 8 weeks. Now, 8 weeks is certainly a great sample size of the season to have. But still, what you're picking is you're picking the ruckman for the whole year. And if you think that after those first 8 weeks where he has great matchups, that the scoring starts to drop afterwards, there's nothing stopping you from being able to trade this guy in down the track when he drops in price a bit more. I think the general consensus is that because of the way that the new game is going to be played, there's just going to be less stoppages. And automatically, by virtue of having less stoppages, you're going to have less points for the stoppage specialists.
And you've seen that. You've seen that 100%. Even just for the fact that like the chip mark game has kind of disappeared now. There's a couple of teams like St Kilda that are doing it, but everyone else is basically just grab the ball from the middle and boot it forward. So regardless of losing the new rules or not, I think if you want the super mobile, agile ruckman, you just don't have a spot in the team. Or you have a spot in the team, but maybe not in our Supercoach teams.
Wits, he is immobile, plus he has an early buy. Grundy does have an early buy. I can understand why people are big on Grundy, given the way he ended the season last year on an absolute heater. The fact that his team now is going to be stronger with a full complement of mids, and they've added Errol Goulden now playing on ball as well. So I can see Grundy getting lots of hitouts to advantage, and he is a natural type of midfielder as well, as opposed to a ruckman. So I can understand why there's allure to Grundy, but yeah, you can't forget that he does have a very difficult early buy with the Swans sharing it with the Doggies. So there's a lot of people with Doggies players, obviously a lot of people with Gold Coast Suns players as also. You know, the Andersons, the Petrarcas, as well as the rookies. You got the Bonds, a lot of people got Fraser, some people might have English in the ruck. So there's quite a few players, you know, Goulden, Heaney, Blakey, Grundy. So it's a really difficult week, and I think it will ultimately depend on your team structure and how many players you've got out on that particular buy. But thank you very much for the question, G-Bats, as always.
And good to just gauge like the next 2 games worth of scoring samples too, to kind of say, hey, what's up?
You know, Joe, I don't like McAndrew at R2. I feel like Flex is safer. At least Blackiston is back in your team, 100%, bro. It didn't feel right. It did not feel right having Blackiston in there. Craze Fitz, good to see you. 10 minutes till Iftar. Oh, Ramadan Mubarak, Craze. Hopefully you have a very blessed fast, mate. Captain Flash, can you believe it's only 10 freaking days till Swans and Blues footy's almost officially back? Oh my god!
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? It really is pretty crazy.
Tatum, Evening Legends wants to go with every content creator now running McAndrew at R2.
Well, you know what the go is. So the issue is that he's really good for the price. And I think we're going to start to see more of his type of player, like just playing. So either it's the first ruckman or the second ruckman is going to be a cheaper option, I think. And if you can take advantages in different spots, let's pretend all of the big ruckmen, as we're saying with Cherry, are going to drop in price, like by a decent amount. Because there's just not as much scoring. There's a train of thought that says, hey, why don't you pick up the cheap ones that are going to be best 22 and playing, and reassess as the season goes to figure out who the best 1, 2, or 3 is. Because I think that we might just not know at the start of the season. And you can go Gawn and Grundy, but are you happy with them, both of them scoring like 95 to 100 to even a 110 average and losing out like 100K versus, hey, you know, Cherry's 690K, grab McAndrew, and now I've got a 500K primo, or that 119K rookie now turns into Bontempelli. So, you know, it's it's interesting.
I guess for me, the way I rationalize it is if I have a premium here, because the premium is going to be, I mean, let's be real. What the premium that I'm going to have in R2 is going to be over $600,000, right?
Yep.
So it means I'm losing a premium elsewhere. So I'm going to have a premium either at R2 or I'm having it in the midfield, for example. Okay, I'm not going to go any lighter in the back line as it currently stands. I think this is as light as I'm willing to go. 3 genuine premiums and a Blackiston. Okay, I think that's as light as I'm willing to go in the back line. Forward line could potentially want to field a Lombard type, but let's be real, Lombard, I don't think his role is going to translate to wonderful scoring. He's certainly played a high half forward role and got involved really high up the ground, but there were quite a few players missing from that Gold Coast Suns team. So, and McCarthy's role might not stick. He might end up playing more as a forward. So I think, you don't want to go too light in the forward line because you're going to be fielding some players who aren't going to score well just by virtue of their role. And in the mids, I think a lot of people are fielding Sharp. I think a lot of people are fielding as Jagger Smith. Those are fine. Some people are fielding Brody as well. Brody didn't really look so amazing, though, to be honest. He did have the role. He was at the center bounces, but I don't think he looked particularly sensational. So the rookie that you're fielding, not in the ruck line, if you have a premium there instead of a premium elsewhere, you are still fielding a rookie somewhere else. And in my mind, if I'm playing a number 1 ruck at 119K, the return on the price that I'm going to get is better in fielding a number 1 ruck than it is fielding a small forward, for example. So McAndrew doesn't have to survive for very long is also another reason why I think it's less riskier than ever before. You do have rounds 2, rounds 3, and rounds 4 as best 18s. And then either round 5 or round 6, Nick Bryan comes back for the Bombers from his ACL. And Nick Bryan...
Yeah. Or half a dozen other, Nick Madden types or anyone else kind of show themselves as, hey, being a player that you might want to pivot to if McAndrew doesn't work out well enough for you.
Well, if McAndrew doesn't work out, there are quite a few other options that you can trade to. Like, I think Max Heath looked really good as well.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy gets regular game time with no early buy. He's ready-made. He can run and jump, and he did it really well. He was jumping all over Tristan Sherry in the preseason game. So, Max Heath could be an option. If Steen is playing, he could be an option that comes on as well. You never know. Maybe Pitane goes down with injury, and all of a sudden Liam Reedy, by necessity, has to play every week. I just think that there are outs in the event that McAndrew goes down early. And if he survives the first 5 weeks...
Well, if he survives the whole season, you've got a R1 in a team for 119K, and you're very, very happy.
You're absolutely laughing, exactly right. But I'm not willing to trust Nick as far as I can throw him. So I'm not anticipating McAndrew to last the whole year. This guy is just here to make money quickly and to give me a better output than what his price is, and then trade him off as soon as he's made me his money, or trade him off to someone else if he gets dropped. But ultimately, I think this is a year compared to other years where going for a cheap R2 is manageable. Is it going to be ideal? Obviously not, if he was to go down early. But if it works and the kid does play and he plays for some time, then you were laughing. So it is a gamble. Either way, it's a bit of a gamble.
Guys, before we go on to the next question, I'm quite proud of myself, and I've done something, and I think it's really funny.
Hey, You did that with my idea. Hey,
I know. How good.
Well done. Well done. Why the hell is he in a Kona though? Why are he on that Kona?
I don't know. I just looked up car and it came up with a car.
No, aren't the Tigers still sponsored by Jeep?
That's probably why.
Are they still sponsored by Jeep? You should change it to a Jeep if that's the case.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, they are. Richmond and Jeep.
I can change it if you want. I'll change it up. I just thought that was hilarious.
That is very good. That is very, very good. Oh wait, when did Jeep stop sponsoring Richmond? Oh, all right. They stopped sponsoring them.
They can have the Hyundai Kona. There
You
you
can
go.
keep the Kona.
There you go,
Keep the
boys.
Kona.
He's got his Mikey ticket.
Love it. Mikey Lefau. Oh, God, that's so good. Well done, Jez. Duff Pipeman is a slow burn. He is a very slow burn, Mass. Absolutely right. And I still have 287K in the bank and don't know what to do with it. Story of my life. That's the problem with going so mid-pricey. And that's part of the reason why so many people have forked out the money for a bond this year, for example, and going big, because they just find themselves with more money than they know what to do with it. So I feel you, James. I really do. He can chat, so he didn't see backlash on his blackout. He can chat. And chat. So, I this is over my head. I'm sorry, Spanky. This is all over my head, mate. My Blues, Elijah, and Wade Dirksen signed today. Pretty happy. Excellent. Big J looking sharp. Yes, sir.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, got a little bit of a beard going on too. Pretty happy.
Yeah. Oh, very sharp man. Is it worth holding McKercher, or should we look at other options such as Roberts, McCarthy, Weddle, and Bergman? I think McKerch is better than all those picks, personally.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky with the McKercher. I'll need to see what happens at training if he can actually just if the fitness is up, G-bags, and it's just like, cool, I've done my finger, but I haven't not trained at all in 2 weeks, then I would say, okay, it's a little bit iffy. The role is there. He won't be taking kickouts, which is obviously a big thing in contention and could be a little bit of a drop in points. Daniel has at least shown over the last 2 months that he has been taking basically everything from the back line. I'm under a train of thought a little bit as well that if these guys aren't ultra locks, it might be worth trying to find that 100K and actually go up to like a Nick Blakey. Yes, he does have an early buy, which isn't great, but like you're getting someone who's top 10 versus what could be this year's, short Perryman, Roberts type. So that's my only consideration a little bit. But it's personal preference. I mean, the role and the fixture's definitely there. So it's just about how much risk you're actually willing to take, I think, a little bit.
Shout out to my boy Charlie from work, diehard Melbourne man.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you very much. Good evening. Have been playing NRL draft in the Nuff League. There you go. So I'm going to go thin on the rucks now, starting with Cherry and Andrew at R2 with Heath.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that might be like the most have. If not Cherry, it might be Jackson or it could be in English. But as we were saying before, it's really hard to pass up. Even if you go the standard ruck and you run McAndrew at flex so he can score like some points for you on field, it's very, very hard to pass up that rookie-based main ruck. He's not like he's 25 or bargain basement first year in the AFL either. He's been around for a while. And it really does look like Rob is not going to be main ruck anymore, if at all. Like he might just not be rucking in the team at all. They might go Thilthorpe and then McAndrew. So yeah, it's interesting to see what happens.
I was just trying to say, Max Heath, my boy Charlie from work, diehard Melbourne man, was saying, Max Heath, get him in. We'll play round one. So if it doesn't work, let me know, and I'll go and I'll unleash havoc on Charlie at work if he doesn't play round one. So don't thank me too early. Don't be too soon to thank me, Charlie. But I'm going to be throwing you under the bus, mate, if it doesn't work out. How was the Jolton playing sample twos for Glenelg? Maybe he wasn't invested till he realised he could play with Cozzy. No, you always know with these Indigenous players, they're so talented and so athletic, but more often than not, they just struggle to keep up with the demands of the game and the professionalism in the tank. And I think, if anything, it's a testament to him and the fact that he's worked on his endurance for an extra bit of time. And well done on Melbourne for identifying that. And he's going to be a ripper for him. So I think that might end up being the blueprint for a lot of other teams. Rather than going for the Indigenous player as a bottom ager, give them a bit more time in the twos to continue working on themselves. And once you've seen them commit to it and embrace that professional lifestyle, that you then bring them in afterwards and you're on to a winner.
Yeah, to be fair, there were a few teams, North Melbourne included, that tried to get him to be selectable in the mid-season draft. But it obviously just didn't go through. Something about eligibility and things like that. So there was hype about him. His draft order and his draft selection kind of came out of nowhere, but popped up, earlier than what people thought. But the name had been there for a little while, I think.
Exactly right. Latrell Pickett looks so good. Yes.
Yep.
Marshall replacement.
He's looked good since he walked in, Jordy. He's looked good since day one. The training reports of him kicking a nice goal from the pocket from a bounce, just straight up like top notch there. So yeah, very, very good.
I thought he was tossing up between Latrell and Braden Cook.
I'd pick both.
You loved Cook, didn't you?
Yeah. Cook, I think. Cook, or there's another one from Adelaide. I'm struggling to figure out what his name was to remember. But Cook had some really nice passes, and I think he reminds me a little bit of what Hinge was. If you guys can go back and remember Hinge playing off that like wing kind of late halfback type position, being a really nice distributor and moving the ball up and down the ground. Every year, someone from Adelaide kind of breaks out and comes out of nowhere. I think Cook could potentially be that player for them. And we know that things are going to get shaken up a little bit with Keane not in the team for a while. So, yeah, I'd wait till this week to see kind of what's up. But I think Cook could end up being a nice player for us, and DPP is fantastic. But, Ian, I would pick both. Find space somewhere else and pick both.
Mark, did you win more money at the horses again?
Mark is going to come visit us, Joe, at the North versus Essendon game. There you go.
No way. You come
to meet us in. He's going to come meet us in person. There you go, Joe.
Bro, you've spent enough money on Super Chats to have bought a ticket by now. Honestly, Mark, I can't believe it. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Keen as a bean. We will absolutely be there, and we 100% have to tee it up before the game. Get together, have a beer, a hug as well. You're an absolute superstar, Mark. Thank you so much. Keen to see you in a month's time. Oh, boy. I can't believe it. This is so good. G-Man, thoughts on Connor McDonald as a starting option, tossing up between him, Fraser, Rochelle, and Curnow.
I don't know about Rochelle. Curno's a big watch. I think the beautiful thing for 3 out of 4 of your options there, G-Bags, is that we have Amy and then round 0 to figure it out. And Connor McDonald is okay. My question is, what is his final price going to be? If he's only going to be scoring 80s and 90s, he's only priced at like 80s and 90s at the moment. Maybe he goes up 50K. I think the highest scoring potential out of all of them is Fraser, but he shares an early buy alongside Connor McDonald with a lot of really good teams. So it makes it quite hard to pick him in your forward line. He needs to he might get the game time, but it might be a case of last year we saw him score lots of 60s and then like a 120. And I think he needs to even that out a bit more before he's available for us in that forward line. And we'll start to see guys like Buderick take up our F4 spots, for example, and then have like two players on field. I don't think Todd Marshall will be that guy, but maybe a McCarthy and a Philippou and stuff like that. So you can only have so many of these guys in your team. If I had to choose gun to my head out of all of them, I think Frazier would be the one. And then go Connor McDonald. And then probably Curnow and then Rochelle as tied between the two. So, yeah, I need to see a lot more from him. The option's there, the role's there for him. I just don't know what his scoring potential is. And he didn't go bananas against Geelong's VFL team. So it's a little bit of warning signs.
I just feel like there's not much of a difference in price. I feel like between getting up to a Pickett or getting up to a Petrarca, who you can be pretty confident are both going to be, I think, top 6 forwards. And then you've got a Flanders type who's going to be top 6, and you've got Philippou, if he stays fit and healthy for the whole year, massive if, I know, but if he could be a keeper as well for the whole season. And then you might want to round it up with Isaac Rankin when he comes back from his suspension, perhaps. Maybe it's a Sam Darcy, maybe it's a Phil Thorpe. It could be one of those key forwards. But all in all, I don't think there's. I think you just find the money to get like a Petrarca or a.
Yeah, the assumption would be that your Connor McDonald's, maybe not Frazier, but your Rochelle's and things like that, complete stepping stones into whichever premium by round 6 gets DPP. Because it does feel like a lot of players now are resting forward and not being like, hey, resting on the bench, as we've seen in previous years, especially with the limitation on rotations. So we'll get some midfielders with DPP. It could be a Goulden, could be a Chad Warner, could be half a dozen other players come round 6. We'll definitely get a fair idea. So don't plan for him to be a keeper for the whole season. Plan for him potentially to be a cash cow plus like a rookie on the bench equaling whatever Primo could end up being a midfielder for you. You could go Connor McDonald plus a rookie on the bench to 600k mid if that's what you want to do. Or grab whichever midfielder is now playing forward for us in Supercoach land. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Errol Goulden got forward status this year, but absolutely would be.
Someone will. Maybe Heaney rests forward and gets early DPP forward,
Potentially. On your latest bid, players to look out for. No Saligo.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't fit everyone in. We're lucky I grabbed Worrell from the back line after that kerfuffle in the match sim preview. But, yeah, I don't know. There's some players in the league that I just need to see a lot more from. Yeah.
Something about Saligo that, I don't know, he's a goer. I like the way he goes about it, but not every player, I think, is going to ends up being a top liner. There is natural progression year upon year, which is obviously really good. And I imagine there would also be a bump up in centre bounces as well. Yep. Slow progression in terms of centre bounces also. But for me, I think the biggest issue with a Saligo type is I think players like that tend to lean themselves towards more fantasy selections, I feel almost, because the disposal efficiency is not good enough. Obviously, Supercoach takes into account a lot of the disposal efficiency, how clean you are, the effectiveness of your passes and your score assists. And I feel like Jake Saligo too many times might have the occasional game where his disposal efficiency is really quite poor and ends up really killing him. You don't have to look too far back. I mean, look at him. Was this 38% disposal efficiency? 38% is just ridiculous. and then 55% only here, and 60%, 54%. There's quite a few low 60s. He's not making full bang for his buck, let's just say, in terms of his disposal efficiency. And when a player sort of fluctuates so much with their scoring and their output, it means they're never going to be out of reach. It means you can always trade them in at some point. They will have a higher break even, and then they'll miss it probably, and they'll drop quite a bit of cash. There are other players who are a beacon of consistency, and they're really good. You pick them, and it's really hard to trade them in. Like, your Bont types, your Dacosses when they're not getting tagged. But these guys have such consistent outputs that, they might drop in price, but the reason why they drop in price is because they're already overpriced at the start of the year, and their average, obviously, while stable enough, doesn't quite match what their initial price was. So these are types of players that you can be satisfied starting, because regardless, if you don't start them, it's going to take you 3 trades to try and get this player in. But someone who, like a Dawson, who's very heavily reliant on disposal efficiency, or a Saligo, these types of guys who fluctuate in scoring, they're never going to be out of reach. You can always get them for cheaper later. So there's no real rush and necessity to start them in your team. Anything to add to that, or should I move on? Excellent.
Look, I'm more than happy to be forced to pick someone up throughout the season. But a lot of my midfielders, outside of guys that I know, even if they don't live up to their expectations, are going to make you 50 to 100K. In previous years, we've definitely been stung quite a lot by Jace Saligo type priced players. These guys that are, 500K or a little bit under, that only get to about 530K. For me, I'm more than happy to say, hey, cool, yep, the pick worked for you. I'll get him as an upgrade target later on. I don't think he's going to hurt me too much. And he's not going to make that easy money like a Parish or potentially a Young, who I'm not 100% on anyway. So, yeah.
What's
Saligo's everybody.
What's Saligo priced at? Saligo?
And you need to get
88.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So, yeah.
Rough price. Very rough price. Yeah. Kobe, g'day Cobes. Leo Lombard played very well. Absolutely, Leo Lombard. Lock him into your bench, I feel. Very good player.
I think at points of time, he might even be a fieldable option too.
Yeah. Depending on the matchup. The good thing is the Suns' early fixture is very fortunate, is very favourable. So could even be worthwhile having a Lombard type on field to start off the season, which is pretty cool. This is about McCarthy, I assume. He won't play that role ahead of Kitty in real games, is my feeling.
That's why we'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
Especially
fair enough.
0 players. Yeah. Wait and see.
Fair enough. So does McCarthy playing the backline over Kitty? Well, that's how it happened in the Pracky game. The benefit that we have is that we still have a practice game, obviously, this week. The Lions are playing against the Dogs. Tougher opponent. Might be, again, if we see a repeat of that sort of arrangement, will obviously be very good. And then you can't... Oh, sorry, that's opening round. I want the preseason. Who do they play in the preseason? The Suns. Again, tough matchup again. So you've got 2 tough matchups for Brisbane in this first 2 games that we get a free look at McCarthy. And really the more important one is the round 0 game. If he's got that role in round 0, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Picking a team this year, harder for me. Too many good players I like on the early buy.
Yep. And that's something that I've dealt with quite a lot too, is that round 3 buy. My 0 buy team or 0 early buy team looked okay on paper, but there's so many good players, especially through the midfield and even backline now, that share that round 3 that, you're struggling a little bit, I think. Really comes down to having solid rookies on the bench and being able to spread out your money a little bit and be okay with maybe only having 20 playing those weeks. And, might take a little dip in round 3, but if your primos are good enough, it shouldn't matter too much.
Exactly right. I think Riley Philthorpe will be more consistent than Darcy. Really tempted to have him.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We just need to have a look and see as to what's going to happen. Both of them being key forwards. If McAndrew plays and Rob is kicked out, I would say go for Philthorpe. Because he should be at least guaranteed to get a bit more of that ruck time. Darcy will always be Darcy, though, and I really want to see him versus an actual backline. Battle and Barras are both playing for Hawks this week. It's going to be a real test to see, hey, can he kick 2, 3, 4 goals on potentially getting double teamed? If he can do that, I think there's no stopping him, and the only thing that really hurts is that early buy. And the thing with Darcy is, yes, the Dogs' run is pretty good, but that round 3 bye, I mean, Bontempelli is another one who's just been injected into basically everyone's teams, plus whatever Sydney players you've got, plus whatever Gold Coast players. Like, I don't know if you can have Petrarca and Darcy in your forward line missing that week. It's rough. You could have $3 million not playing that week, pretty conceivably. Bontempelli being, 700K by himself. So, yeah, it's rough. It's really rough to be able to pick it. You got to weigh up what you're doing a little bit.
I guess the thing is that because Philthorpe essentially plays one extra game for you.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have the early buy, which means that he doesn't have to average as much as Sam Darcy for you. Because Sam Darcy's average has to be higher because he has to make up the fact that he's missing a game. So Philthorpe has that in his favor as well, I think. And Philthorpe, he's a big man, and I think he's more. I think he had 16% of ruck contests. How much did Sam Darcy have? Let's see. Because if he's got more ruck contests, then it gives him a bit more of a different avenue. Yeah, 13% of ruck contests.
But I just think English won't be getting much of the ball in the forward line anymore. It's going to be Darcy every day of the week.
Yeah, in the forward line, I imagine Philthorpe is still the main target for the Crom. The same way that Sam Darcy is a target for the Doggies, I think Philthorpe will be the number 1 target as well. Plus, he's also rucking more. Plus, he doesn't have an early buy. What's the price difference between these two? I imagine it'll be quite similar.
Pretty close, yeah.
525 and 517. So, yeah, it's a bit of a flip of a coin. If you want to go more potty, then, yeah, Thrillthorpe certainly gives it to you 4% as opposed to 22%. And you could be making up for the fact that, yeah, no early buy, definitely in his favor. What's this? Maltesing! Happy birthday! 12 months! 12 months a member! That's a year.
Thank you very much, Maltesing. Been great to have you around.
Absolute legend. Staple of the Centre Bounce community. Well done, Maltesing. It's a stupid decision-making type. Yeah, 100%. Geordie, I like that call, Maltesing. 100%. But he has the worst mid-season by the Adelaide one. Yeah, round 12 is absolutely the worst because you can't trade out of it. Anyone you trade out of in round 12, you end up copying them later on. So that's a little bit unfortunate there. Hey, Causa! The first in 13 months.
Yeah, Causa was number 1. Was number
13!
1. First person.
Just for you, Causa. Mate. The OG of the members. Link McCarthy, good pod for price and halfback flank roll. Absolutely. Is McCarthy best 23? I'm not a Brisbane Noah.
I hope so. Oh, sorry. Hey, Chris. How you doing, mate?
Chris.
What's up, buddy?
What do you mean we ending? We're just getting warmed up, bro. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
It's only 1 hour into the stream. What are you talking
Yeah, it's
about?
only 55 minutes. Mate, those are rookie numbers around these joints. But yes, McCarthy is McCarthy's best 23. I would imagine. But it is a tight crew to fit into.
I think they'll play him as much as they can. Nice little injection of talent, and I don't know if he's coming up for a contract year, but I feel like he's getting pretty close. So, yeah.
Tatum, big watch when they play Amy series, and then speak to some Lions track watchers. Yep, absolutely. Rubes. Okay, enough about Mike Kelty. Why the 2 new Sams not in your team? Oh, mate, I've got Sam Grill. Sam Grill was up here. I don't have Sam coming at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's just mid-only eligible. I feel like there's going to be a bit too much forward time for him. So, yeah, I just wanted to use the money elsewhere. But Sam Grill, a very welcome addition to my team, and I don't think I'll be taking him out anytime soon. But thanks for the question, Rubes. Or should I be thanking Charlie for that? I don't know. No stars this year. Answorth likely missing early. Yeah, no Starcevich this year. Correct. Answorth likely missing as well. So that could that could mean why McCarthy's playing that really good role. Sherry going to average 140 for the first 6 weeks, and a lot of content creators will have egg on the face.
I mean, like, people are running him at R1, so he's the one to do it. But we need to see more. This week, North Melbourne is playing.
I'll pull it up here. Is this the preseason? Yeah, North Melbourne playing against the Pies.
Pies, yeah.
Ballarat.
So it's going to be a rough one. I mean, you can't have a better spot on field, can you? Versus Darcy Cameron at Mars Stadium, that I don't think is super big. So, yeah, good bathing by fire. Nice state of origin round 2 for both of them. But this is really make or break, I think, for us and just seeing what's up. I've heard, Comben is not being suspended, which is great. Haven't heard much about Wardlaw, but Goad is apparently going to be taking a while to get recovered. So he would have probably been Cherry's number 2. So I hope Trembath gets named and it's not CCJ. But we'll see. Darcy Cameron's not a spring chicken, but he's pretty hard to match up against. Kind of a nice pairing. One guy that likes to wrestle versus another one that likes to jump. So it's good to see kind of the two things going on there.
It could very well happen, and I'm trying to think of ways that I can. If Jackson was Sherry, Sherry, this team would be like.
Look, I think you can do it. How much money do you have left?
Not much.
Okay, cool. So what I would be looking at, Joe, is potentially going. You can do it now if you want to. Drop Lincoln McCarthy down to Kalani White in your R3, and you've got a ruck loophole in Cherry.
Nah, I don't want a loophole. We've got plenty of best 18s to come. I don't want to give.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that there's loophole options there. How much money do you have if you drop McCarthy down to a 119 player? Is it close to get Cherry?
I mean, there is no 119k player in the forward line that I necessarily want.
Well, I mean, someone will pop up out of nowhere.
I mean, I could bring Byrne here because he's a forward,
and you just run Leo Lombard on field, like it's
exactly. And then in the midfield, I could have Carroll, for example.
Yep.
And then
how much do you have? Like, can you get Cherry?
2k. It won't be enough. No.
How much are you off?
687. I'm still $24,000 away.
Yeah, we'll find money somewhere. You'll be right. It's not.
There's no money here. There's no cash here, Robbo. Here, there is no cash.
We'll make it work, Joe. It'll be fine. Just pay.
No, it's not going to work. Tristan Sherry's too expensive.
Just pay Al Patton a bit of money, and then you'll be fine.
No, it's not going to happen. Tristan Sherry's too expensive. I'm not going to blow up my team, my beautiful team structure all over the ground just to get one helmet boy who can't jump. Stuff him. He was best 23 before the ACL injury, so I don't see a reason why McCarthy wouldn't be best 23 now. Fair enough. But a lot can change, Geordie. The Lions are arguably stronger than they were before he got his injury done. So, yeah. Judo versus St Kilda did it with Briggs and Marshall playing forward. They did, but I don't really want forwards in my ruck line. You know what I mean? Like, the rucks are the rucks because they're ruck. I don't want them playing. I don't want them to be key forwards. That's the worst possible position. We don't even want our forwards to be forwards. You think we want our rucks to be forwards? Definitely not. Also, yes, he's 2 years older, 100%. You can't change time. Speaking of the new centre bounce rules, how about that McAndrew injury? Hopefully he was just winded. Yeah.
Yeah, took a bit of a knee to the ribs. I think we're going to see a bit more of that as ruckmen try and figure out what they're doing in the ruck lines, to be honest.
Yep, absolutely. Isn't it easier to start a Sherry Gorn type than after 2 games if need? Can go down to anyone. What will the McAndrew R2 teams do if they have to pivot, blow up structure? Nah, man, there's heaps of outs. Besides,
run CDT at forward and then swap them out.
Besides, Nicks can be crap, all right? I get it. Nicks can be a terrible coach. But like, you don't just sack your ruckman 2 weeks in and say, that's it, we're done with you. No chances anymore. I think you give him a fair crack. You give him some weeks. Give him 5 weeks. Nicks, give McAndrew 5 weeks. Let him survive till Nick Bryan comes. That's all I want. All I want is for McAndrew to survive and make us money. Don't fell him immediately. Don't smite him down. Okay? If you do, there are other options. Max Heath, Steen, CDT, Reedy. There are other options. Blackiston, if he can get to round 6. There's possibilities. It's just you, Tatum, trying to summon the plague onto us and have us all suffer. Speaking of which, who do you think will be the top 2 rucks? Because it's an open goal for Dogger, English, Sherry, Grundy, Decam, and Gorn to take those spots. Any of those 6 could be in any place in that top.
I think it's going to be the jumpers, to be honest. If I had to make predictions, I think English has got a fairly decent run, and I don't know about Jackson, but it could be him. If Cherry didn't have the run that he's got, if Cherry had a much harder starting run, even with like how well he did last year, I don't think many of us would be picking him. And I think that's just the consideration to have. So probably the guys that can run, the guys that are a lot more mobile. I could see Decam and even Grundy being number 1, number 2, just for how much they get used around the ground. It's quite a lot. So yeah, it's open season, I think. Heck, if Gorn pulls back the clock, Joe, and says, "Hey mate, I'm still here." So I think that's where everyone is. Well, not everyone, but where some people are just like, we just don't know. There can't be just set and forget. So let's just make some cash in that position if we can. And then, by the mid buys, we'll have an idea of who the must-2 are for the rest of the season. So, yeah. See what happens.
I don't know what. I just feel like Jackson is top 2 this year. He's prime of his career, and you can never trust Darcy. You can't trust Mason Cox. They've got a stacked forward line already with plenty of keys. Training on ball. Why would you be training him as a midfielder? It's because you don't want to waste him forward, because you know he can give you so much around the ground. It's now so much faster, the game. They're not waiting for people to nominate. They're throwing the ball up straight away. So Jackson's going to have a lot more of those opportunities. I don't know. I know early buy either. I'm just really bullish on Jackson. I'm really bullish on him. I don't think I've had any iteration of my team this preseason without Dogger in there. The guy he is only one of the few people in the comp that can be genuinely called a unicorn. This guy is a cheat code. He's the one who won Melbourne the grand final against the Doggies. It wasn't Gawn, it was Jackson. Gawn himself will tell you it wasn't my day. Jackson was the difference. So I'm really bullish on him. I don't know. It could obviously be wrong. It could obviously be wrong, but I reckon Jackson has to be up there. I think I'm liking DCAM and English as my ruck combo and have McAndrew at R3 to cover them for their early buys, but I think they provide the best value.
Yeah. It's if DCAM didn't have the early buy, I think he'd be a lot better for me as well. But round 2 buy doesn't even matter. Maybe not. Who does McAndrew play round 2, Joe?
McAndrew in round 2.
Like if you've got McAndrew as cover, who does McAndrew play round 2?
Yeah,
you can just press round 2. How do they play the Doggies?
Against English.
Okay, so both of your rucks are going to play each other round 2. Look, I don't hate it. I think you'll be fine. I like it, Geordie.
On you, Geordie. Good stuff, mate. Are his ribs all good? Looked a bit sore. Yeah, he had to be helped off the ground. I mean, I can understand why he felt that way. Can you imagine copping a flying knee into your abdomen whilst midair? That's pretty shit. Just remember, every year there's people that try this R2 thing and it's never worked.
Yeah.
Look, I'm one of those. I've never actually started a year with a rookie R2. I've traded into a rookie R2 because I thought Jordan Sweet was the dream. I thought it was going to be a sweet dream. Unfortunately, it turned out into a nightmare because the guy got COVID the week I traded him in, and then of course he never got back into the team. So that was horrific. I thought the play was correct, but obviously time proved otherwise. This is the first time where I am starting with a rookie R2, but I just feel like this is a year where it's not doomed. It's not all eggs in the one basket. There are outs this year, and I just sort of want to use my money elsewhere. I think the rookies, like I explained in my video, I'm happy with the defensive rookies. I'm happy with the forward rookies. I don't want to field too many midfield rookies. This is a rookie at 119K playing as a number 1 ruck. Like, that's the output is too good to deny, I think. So willing to have him on the field. If it doesn't work, hey, you risk it for the biscuit. Is all I'll say. Has anyone checked in on Mark? Yeah, Mark's here. Mark's here. Would you rather have Sherry or Nando's in your team? I feel like that's the McAndrew situation summarized, because his scoring potential allows us to save some cash and pick a 1 of 15. Exactly right.
Yeah. I like Nando. I don't know about the Nando without Rao situation, but Nando should flourish in the rules, and I think a lot more people would have been hot on him if he played last week.
I saw you, Tatum. Funnily enough, maybe I think Hippo put his team out like 1 hour after mine, and so I knew you were going to be quick to tell me off for why I'm doing rookie R2. It was so funny to see you go on to Hippo's one and be like, "Why the hell are all the content creators doing this?" Look, groupthink is hard to get away from, Tatum, and I'm sure you wouldn't be surprised to know that a lot of content creators do talk with each other and are in group chats with each other, and you have private chats and you bounce ideas off each other. That's obviously in addition to all of us watching each other's content. And there is a thing called safety in numbers, and confirmation bias is something that is really hard
very big in
the
the coach community.
especially in Supercoach. It's so hard to get out of that echo chamber, to get out of that confirmation bias that, yes, what you're doing is correct. Other people are doing it too, as if it's affirming you and giving you more confidence to go down that path. Maybe we do need people like you in the chat to continue to be like a voice of reason, almost, of, hey, are you sure you want to do this? You know what I mean? It's always great that you've got some people voicing their opinions, trying to fight against the tide that is potentially growing. Because just because everyone jumps off a cliff doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. So appreciate you, Tatum, for sticking to your guns and trying to keep us accountable, trying to make us justify our thought processes and reality test us. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
And the beautiful thing, and the beautiful thing about you being a member on our channel is that when it doesn't work out, you're going to hear us rant about it for the next 8 or so weeks as we try and flop around and get rid of Petrarca to get a whatever ruckman into our side. It's it's going to be a fun time. The thing with Supercoach is, if you make the same team as everyone else, you're going to have the same results as everyone else. And the teams that are that top, top 50, top 100, even top 200 to start the season are the ones that pick someone different. And do something different. Not saying spill your guts and completely change your team, but those kind of people do something a little bit different. Even Joe just now being like, yeah, I've only got 6 rookies on field, like plus McAndrew and the flex. So just something a little bit different for our starting teams, as long as it doesn't put you in too much of a liability. MJ, how you going, MJ? Mate, we have been pushing the Coaches Panel live event. If you guys haven't already, jump on, buy your tickets. After February, they will be going up in price. So if you guys want to come down and see us and see Coaches Panel, jump on. It should be a lot of fun.
100%. Are you big on the McAndrew R2 train, big MJ? Are you part of that crew? Because you said it's elites with capital letters. Don't tell me another content creator is all aboard. But yes, thanks, Tatum. Much appreciated. Lombard 55 points is okay. Yeah, absolutely. It's not bad. But there might be other games where he doesn't score 55. Let's be real. High half forward roles can score well. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Dylan Moore, Zach Bailey, yeah, these guys are established out-and-out superstars. So wouldn't be surprised if Lombard builds up to that. But, hey, the early fixture is good enough that potentially he could score that well to start off with. You never know. As long as you're here to keep me accountable, Tatum, as you know, this community is a two-way street. It's not just us talking at you. It's you guys talking to us as well. And that's what makes this channel what it is. So you keep doing that, man. It is respected and appreciated. I've got the octopus from the World Cup on the job to pick my team. Love it, Spanky. Legend, good to see you, mate.
Up, legend.
Gray's fit. Did he lose his license like Bailey Smith? That's a good question. Did he lose his
I believe
license?
so. I don't know if the verdict's come out yet, but I believe so.
Naughty boy. Agree with you, Joe. Rather than a rookie from another position who might score 60 and could be left out in the first couple of weeks compared to Andrews, then use the money for a start. But that's what my thinking is. All teasing. Happy to see someone agree with me, even though they are a Collingwood supporter, but happy to see them. Charles! Doing well, mate. How are you? See that fresh trim, Big J? Looking good?
Yep.
It's a little beard, Big J.
It'll come back. It'll come out quick enough. There's no drama there.
Placey, good to see you. Love the Dursman pick. Who is the better duo, McCarthy and Bont or Sinclair and Brayshaw?
Look, I almost want to say McCarthy and Bont for the fact that you get Bont. And I really need to see a lot more from Sinclair this year. Same with Naz a little bit. There's a few new players come in at St Kilda, and considering we didn't get a sample size from St Kilda last game, I'm a little bit wary in terms of maybe not what his role is, but how much kick-out time, for example, he's going to get, and how much time from a few other things he's going to get as well. So, yeah, I want to see a lot more, but I think it's the first one, McCarthy and Bond. McCarthy's going to not scare a few people, but he's going to show himself quite early, I think. He may be that sneaky guy that jumps into the top 6 defenders, but he at the very least should be able to make you enough points to be a worthy selection to start the season at 500k. So, for those people that maybe don't want a McKercher or a Newman or Archie Roberts or whatever, 40k more gets you McCarthy. Yeah, I really like the first one. Brayshaw's a little bit funny for me. I need to see what the likes of Hayden Young and potentially Dogger through that midfield do to his level of scoring as well. Because there's another one or two guys that you're hoping are going to score hundreds and now taking that midfield time off everyone else at the same time. So, yeah. Freo have a good run early, but there may be more people wanting a share of the points.
I'm going to say Sinclair Brayshaw.
Okay.
I think Sinclair is guaranteed top 6. And I think Brayshaw is more likely going to be top 8, I think, than McCarthy being a top 6. Besides, I'm pretty sure every player who starts at 700k plus ends up dropping 100k. Just by virtue of how ridiculously high priced they are to start off with. So I'm going to say Sinclair Brayshaw, I think, because you're going to have, I think you've got 2 top liners there, guaranteed, whereas Bont is 1 top liner who's likely to drop money, and McCarthy's a bit more speculative. So I think just by virtue of the surety, I think, of having 2 top liners in Sinclair and Brayshaw, that I think that just edges them out personally.
I like the first one. Maybe we'll make a if someone can clip this, and then let us know by what's a good cutoff point, Joe? By round 6. Let's go round 6 after all the buys are done. We'll see which one ends up being a higher average.
Can we say by round 3?
Not really. Because Bont's got early buy.
I know, that's the reason why I'm saying that.
McCarthy 300 just to face off you,
We are not yes men here. Love to play devil's advocate on this channel. That's the bit of a Viking, Big J, not a little beard.
Yeah, that's my ancestry.
Exactly right. Yes, Demons fans do think Heath plays. Shout out to Charlie.
And he's been doing really well in preseason, all preseason. So to think that he just came out and dominated Cherry for no reason is a bit of a fallacy. I think he'll play forward next to Van Ruin and a few of the others, and then pinch it in the ruck. So at 197k, he's not going to score a huge amount of points, but I think he'll play every week. Teams are moving to double rucks, and Melbourne 100% need one with Gorn now 40. So, yeah, just kind of how it works.
All these injury-prone players dropping like Yankee bombs.
We'll see. It could be another one of those things. I mean, if he played round 0, I think it may get, it may get a bit dicey, but no round 0 for him or Young.
Jeez. Milan? Played with a broken thumb during the 90s finals and never missed a beat. All these wussy players have a few weeks off. Oh, tell them about the 90 grand final. Who kicked 5 goals? Maltesing? I know the answer to this question because you have teased me about this before. It was the entire Essendon Football Club that game. The entire team scored 5 goals altogether, if I recall correctly. And so you're just taking the mickey out of me here, you Collingwood supporter. Mr. Spanky, Bristles or Dacos? Are you trying to say Butters?
Yeah, I think he's trying to say Butters.
Mr. Spanky, have you been hanging out too much with Mark?
with Mark Lavelle?
Bristles or Brussels? No, it's neither. It's Butters.
If I had to pick one, I think Butters' early fixture is too good. A lot of people are saying, though, that Port didn't look great in their first game versus Adelaide. So potentially there's some, not regression, but some like warning signs there. But I think the fact that Dacos has the early bye makes Butters just the better pick. But you want both. So I would be aiming to have both in your team. The more top 8 players you can lock in your team to start the season means that you don't have to chase them throughout the season. Hence why a lot of people now are just going Bont, Butters, Dacos and saying, cool, the other 5 I'll look to upgrade as soon as I can. But those 3 are the ones that, they could be top 1, 2, 3. Their ceilings are high enough. You could be getting 150s. Imagine 3, like a week where they all go 150 plus and other people have to chase you throughout the season. So, yeah, they're too good. You should have both.
Turns out, Maltesing, thank you for your generosity,
Thanks,
as always.
Maltesing.
Well, Mark, you don't have to pay us $2 to go, ooh, you can do that for free, bro. You can do that for free, all right? Turns out Mr. Spanky was trying to answer Maltesing's grand final, the 1990 grand final question. No, I got it. I got the question, and I think Maltesing gave me $2 as a reward for answering the question correctly. I want to hear your thoughts on Jack Carroll. Seems to be all the rage now.
Look, I need to see a lot more from him. I wasn't overly impressed from his game. He didn't get enough of the ball for me to care too much about the selection. So I really do need to see a lot more from him in the preseason game. Just lucky that St Kilda's got round 1 and then they've got now Amy game and then round 0 before we've got round 1. So yeah, that's it really. There was no Sinclair in the preseason game. I don't think Naz was overly great. So yeah, need to see a lot more.
Yeah, obviously Sinclair is the pig down there.
Yeah.
So, and it seemed that, and what I was keen to see with Nas in the absence of Sinclair is whether or not he would push back into the half-back role at all, and he didn't. He was pure on ball. So I think you can anticipate that with Sinclair back in the team, Nas will continue to be an on-baller, and Sinclair will be the main guy off halfback. So how much ball Jack Carroll gets will be a big question. It might seem that similar to what a Sarong was doing in the game, where you had Blakey always demanding the ball from him and Sarong would just give him the ball. It could very well be that Carroll just does that with Sinclair. Just, here you go, mate. You're the general off halfback. So, yeah, we'll see what it's like in the. Hey, what the hell is going on here? So
people have discovered the super stickers, Joe.
So Mark's given us to leave us intellectuals alone. Mark, it's because you're too intellectual.
Going back to the midfield question before about Bont, Butters, Dacos, rookie coach here. How you going, mate? Makes a big point in kind of what I was trying to articulate. It's a lot easier to start number 1 and 1 to 3 than hoping they'll drop in price and start other players. So you'd rather grab those 3 and then figure out who's going to be M4 to M8 than hope that those 3 are going to drop in price, because you might end up having to spend 3 boosts to get all 3, and if you don't have 1, 2, or 3 of them. So, yeah. Thanks, mate.
You just know that these guys are the best of the best. You just know. And then the rest sort of make up the numbers a little bit. I think all three of these guys could average 120 plus. Cause I had Cook weeks ago when hearing he was playing on the A team when he was 2% or lower.
Oh,
Love
well,
it.
that's what happens.
Fingers on the sauce. Charles Dents thought about Oliver now that Green is out. He's viable, man. 500k midfield all to himself. It's really viable. I'm not gonna say no. And the benefit is you get to see him in round 0 before you want to get him in.
I really need to see a lot more from him before I even do that. Like a lot more. I need to be sure that he's going to be the man before I put my money into him. Similar to a Saligo. I'd rather pay up and get someone else. For 80k, you can get Zach Merritt, who you know is going to be, at least around the mark for that top 10 position. Yeah. But Oliver, post round 4, could be juicy. Their run's pretty good after the early bye.
Could be pretty nice. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Matt, g'day, Matt. What do you do if McAndrew gets dropped in round 2? Not end of the world. Because guess what?
Round it's only best 18. It doesn't matter.
It's best 18. So we're not crying, man. We've got plenty of time to make him to fix things up. Steen can come on. We can trade him out to Max Heath. Maybe you want to try and find some way to get Max Heath in my starting team. You don't know, but there are a gazillion options, Matt. I think this is a year where it's not be all end all. Got 431,700 centimeters for a defense player. Any thoughts who I should go for?
That's pretty tall, man. Oh, I assume he means that's true. It means yeah. I know what you're saying, but
what the centimeters? I pay in centimeters. That's a new currency that I've never heard of. All right, so 431.
There really isn't anyone. Like, I don't even think you can get Zach. You're $100 off getting Zach Reed.
No, don't get Zach Reed.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking like, who's someone that he could get. At that price, to be honest,
Lockie Blackiston.
Yeah, at that price, I would be looking just to go someone super cheap, and then saying, okay, I've got some money for an upgrade target. That's what I would be looking to do, Kobe. I wouldn't go anyone at that 430k price. There's just no one available that's good at that price. There's just straight up, there's nobody. You're looking for someone who is going to make you 100k or become a keeper, and I just don't think that there's going to be someone who's enough, like who's in that position to be able to do that for you. For 20k more, you've got all those guys, McKercher, Bergman and things like that. But I would be saying, hey, go someone a lot cheaper that's going to make you the money and use the cash somewhere else or keep it for round 1 or the upgrades.
Yeah, there's Blackiston.
There's really no keepers at that price that I can see off the top of my head anyway.
Wow, my side at the moment has 4 players.
Even like a Sam Banks, but he's currently, I think he might be potentially injured, or Josh Weddle if you really want to hurt yourself. But he's like $1,000 more expensive than what you've got. So, yeah, bit of a rough one.
What about Dawson? Early buyer, surprised had such little talk too.
Yeah, for me, well, we saw in the Pracky game, Dawson was close to 100% forward time for a while there. But I just don't think the pick's very exciting, and his ceiling's not that great. It's not like Adelaide plays West Coast, Richmond, North, and a couple of other teams to start the season. I think their run is somewhat, yes, no early buy, but I think their run is somewhat tough. He'll be around the same price the entire season. So there's not a huge amounts of upside. You're paying 610k for a 610k player. Even Anderson at a bit more expensive has, potential to go 150s in the first couple of games. I heard some interesting comments as well talking about how Adelaide might be trying to get a few more of their younger players through the middle which could mean that Dawson has to rest a little bit more forward because he is missed to fix it. So, yeah, I don't know. While Joe struggles, Joe struggles with DFS, feels like Dawson let a few people down 100%. It's 5 Essendon players so far, Mark. Farrow, Sharp, Merritt, Parrish, Blackiston. I would not pick El Acker. That's my don't pick him. D's, Windsor, Heath, both Pickets. I can't. Well, there you go, Mark. Thanks for that deep answer on Saligo. No worries. Windsor, I don't like as a pick. Doesn't get much of the ball in the mids. I was on him and then I dropped him. There you go. Kitty didn't play backline at training. So there's another one for our Lincoln McCarthy. There you go. Played wing and forward for Kadeen Coleman. How many is too many, though, early buy primos? Now, round 2, I don't think matters too much because there's probably only 1 or 2 relevant players. I always go from the notion that this year, especially, we don't have many rookies. We're not going to pick that many. So the ones we're picking are the guys that we hope are going to have big ceilings. A bad primo score might be 70, 80, 90. A good rookie score might be 70, 80, 90 to 100. So in a particular week, God willing, your rookie might score the same as a primo. So I think that you might be losing 20 to 30 points on having like a Nick Dacos out and having someone on the bench as cover, depending on who that player is. But I wouldn't hurt yourself too much. I think if you've got half of Sydney's team, like Joe's previous iteration with Heaney and everyone else in the side, I think that may be too many. But if you've got like a Darcy in the forward line and then potentially an English in the ruck and then maybe like a Bontempelli and a Goulden, as long as you've got enough cover for them, it's not the end of the world. Last year, we overreacted to these players too much and we were trying to chase the guys that scored well, that had the early buy that no one selected. So I feel like maybe this year's an overreaction and we don't care too much anymore. But I do think that make the team how you're going to make it and assess. If you've got $3 million out from a particular round, then okay. The second half of the buys are a bit different, but the first 3 buys, don't kill yourself over trying to make sure you've got like 1 rookie out. It's not worth it. Sorry, one primo out. It's not worth it.
Jez, you said I did better by taking out Heaney, but I added in Petrarca instead.
Yeah, but that's better though because Petrarca's in the forward line, so one of your forward rookies should be able to cover it instead of you needing to have 2 midfield rookies go bang. Like all you need is 1 forward and one mid to go bang, and it's best 18 anyway, so it's not terrible.
No, it's not. It's not terrible.
Yeah,
I swear you had Blakey, Bont, Heaney, and Gould.
There you go, Geordie.
Geordie, I did, and like I said right off the top, I already changed it. This team changes more than I changed my jock spate. It's insane how there's no rhyme or reason to it. Always tinkering with it, always trying to find improvements, and I'm quite happy with this iteration at the moment. Paul Noah long-term injury. Or Noah long-term injury.
I know he injured himself in the Pracky match, so it must be out. He must be out for a while.
That's unfortunate. Is Sheasel really worth them? Yes. Yes. Plain and simple. Only problem could be the round 12 buy with Phil Thorpe. Hey, Aiden, how's it going, mate? Aren't you doing well? The Stafford Bros? Depending on how many others you have. Correct. Depends on your team. 100%. Yes, 100%. Fade Sheasel at your own risk. Chris, my current team has an extra 245k and nowhere to spend it.
I think that's a good problem, Chris, but you'd hope that maybe you can just put some money somewhere else. As we say in Supercoach land, it's not real money. You can't really do something about it. So, like, is it just you having like a Rouston on field and then saying, okay, maybe that's the way to go? you could be super sneaky and say, hey, if you had a midfield similar to Joe's and you've got 245K left in the bank, come round 4 or 5, Young and Parrish just end up being 2 primos, and you could end up being like 1 or 2 primos ahead of everyone else. So maybe that's the plan, is just to say, cool, I don't need these guys to make big bunk anymore. They can now make okay money, and you could be up a few more primos, because there will be players who will drop in price come round 4, 5, 6, 7, as it always is in Supercoach land, and the ones that can jump on those guys, drop in price after a bad game or two, are the ones that usually do ahead. So could work out nice well for you, Chris.
No coming on the grill. No, I'm a good boy. Globes, good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. Geordie Perry, I like Angus Anderson being in your team, Joe. He's the one I think will play. Yes, hence why he's here. I like the look of him. Tackling machine. They do need pressure at the Pies, and I think he can bring it for him. Absolutely. Sad with Wardlaw.
Yeah. So, I know some people were talking about Braden Cook. Nice little quote from Nix about Cook. Nick sees Zorko-style role for Nankervis and Cook off the halfback, as done by Cal Toomey. I use Zorko as an example. He's a great player, great decision maker, and has a great team around him in the way they defend, blah, blah, blah. We're looking at if there's something we can do, so we can get off halfback and giving Luke and Braden a crack at it. So they might see him as being that kind of player, which would be cool.
So this is a Cal Toomey post, was it?
Yeah, it's by J.A. It's like Jadelaide. So J-A-D and then A-L-I-D-E on Twitter. Yeah, that one, the second one. Yep. Scroll down.
Jadelaide.
Keep going. There you go. That's the one.
There we go.
Yep.
Nick sees Yorko style for Nankervis and Cook.
So chuck Cook in your team. It could be Snenky. He looks really good. He looks really good.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Talking about Max Heath. Is he the best option along with McAndrew?
I would be picking one of them. You could be really cheeky and go those 2 plus Steen and say what's a ruck, but I wouldn't do that. But yeah, Max Heath.
You could though. Planting the seed.
Second ruck. There you go, Joe. Looks to be playing second ruck alongside Max Gawn, and his forward craft's okay. I think he offers something to the team, and we already saw him bash up on Cherry. Now, Cherry was one of the few players that played State of Origin and then has come straight into the team. So I don't know if that matters too much, but just his leap and ability to hit the ball makes him like wanted on field. So I think he'll play as long as he's fit. It's something that Melbourne, I don't think, have. And they've been talking about him basically ever since he came across. I think it was trade period or delisted. But basically since he's come to Melbourne, they've been chatting him up. So yeah, I don't mind it at that price.
Nice to have Blackiston versus De Conning this week. Yeah, absolutely. He gave Nankervis a bath, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes against another athletic type ruck. So yes, we'll be keen to see how Blackiston goes there. Kalani White vomit.
It was more just like Melbourne have the most Sunday games. So if you want a loophole, regardless if you've got Max Gawn or not, like White could be that player for you. So
yeah, 100% Geordie. Great. Shout out there. Blackiston down to Coleman, then get Sherry. No, Coleman. Absolutely not. I think might have been after Will and Jasper. Something about the Brisbane rookies, I guess. I will be interested in how the Pies work with Steen and Cameron and see if they use other players to assist in the ruck. Been great for Steen to play against 2 great ruckmen during the preseason. Absolutely. I love what I'm seeing from him. Love what I'm hearing from you as well about him. So, yeah, comfortably in my team. Mark has asked a question.
What's up, Mark?
Cooks is injured, isn't he? Though.
Is he?
Are you sure Cook got injured? Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. Heaps of outs and don't need to fix till exactly right. We'll see. We'll see. We want Primo Ruck set and forget, mate. This ruck line
you could totally do a team. You could totally do like a nice meme name, maybe like No Cooks in the Kitchen or something, Joe. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Be great having Blackston, Andrew, and Steen. They should Mel make money and you'll be able to get a top ruck. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping for, Maltesing. That's the aim. If it doesn't work out, then we're going to have to adjust. But very rarely does life ever line up perfectly for me.
If someone can link me the Cook injury news, there's nothing on the website about it from Adelaide. Let me see.
Mark Lavelle seems to think that he's injured, so.
I mean, Adelaide doesn't even have an injury list on the website, which is hilarious.
I think Cameron in English have to make a decision, sit back and let it unfold.
What do you say?
Yeah, DCAM's good. English is good.
Yeah. It's these guys that can jump. The ones that can jump, I think, are the ones that we need to start selecting, or at least consider to be selecting.
Tommy! Go, why? Spot on.
Tommy
doesn't play. 100. Yep, I agree. Thank you. Luca Donkey Kick 99-27.
What a name.
Salty Mavs fan by the looks of things. Going to start Max Hall at F3. That's a bold call, Luca.
Nice.
A very bold call.
My only issue with that is that you're probably having Flanders at F4, and you might end up just having too many players. Actually, no Daniels. Okay, yeah, no, I can do it. It's a super pod, but go for it. If that's what you want, we could all be chasing our pants trying to make it happen. So, yeah.
He looked sensational in the preseason. He's a jet, this kid. The Saints really found one in him. I personally, I'll love him from afar. I won't have him in my team, though. Mass, in all seriousness, is the Dogger-Cox combo better for Freo than injury-prone Darcy going in and out of the team?
I think Jackson is someone who is almost too versatile for his own good. And I think they want him running around the field and doing different things. That if they can lock in Mason Cox as, cool, your only job on field is for the center bounce. You jump, you hit it, that's it. Then it allows Jackson to go off and do different things. You're going to see times when both of them are going to play midfield and then ruck. The least amount of pressure you can have on Darcy to come back, the better. I don't think Darcy will play a lot this year. He'll be up for trade value again if a team says, hey, mate, how you going? But, yeah, I think that they almost have, like, with Mason Cox, they have a way out. And they just like, Jackson, cool, you can get CBAs. Maybe you're not going to be number one ruck. We've got someone who's 211 centimeters, and then that's it. So, yeah.
Why is Rankin suddenly trending in Australia? That's a bit weird. The difference between me and 2021 Grand Final, the change was when Caleb Daniel pushed Gaunt over the line, changed the game against the Dogs. Yeah. But also, though, Jackson had to step up. And Jackson was the one who was the ruck from that point on. So Gawn was rucking and the Dogs were getting away from them. You remember Bont kicked that goal. He had that big epic celebration, looked up at the sky and whatnot. It looked like they were one goal away from losing. Yeah, okay, Caleb Daniel pushed him over. But I'm not willing to go so far as to say that galvanized the group. I just really think ultimately it was the change of pace, the spark that came from Jackson in the ruck that really turned the game around for him. Charles, best 18 from round 2, so rookie Ratu is fine. Thank you, Charles. Yeah, Mark, Fiona from Bomber Band is doing sensational work. fortunate enough to know her before she started the Bomber Banter YouTube channel from the Windy Hill Windsock days. So that was obviously really good and very, very proud of her. And she's absolutely flying, doing an incredible job at Bomber Banter. You can't beat them by copying them. I believe that's Abs's mentality, correct?
Yep. Yeah, you have to be different. Supercoach is a trading game. So if you want to pick the highest owned players, fantastic. There's nothing against that, but 100% Supercoach is a trading game. The best thing you can do, if you want to be different and try and get an early advantage, do it. But the best thing you can do is bake the stock standard team and trust the fact that your trading is going to be great throughout the season. You're going to be able to jump on advantages. You're going to be able to jump on those cheaper players when they pop around. And you limit the amount of starting risk that you have to have in your side. If you can do that, I think you're going to be laughing. It's the people that run out of trades that try and go big early are the ones that really struggle at the end of the season. It happened to me. It happens to me quite often because I start too risky. So if you can take advantage of me having to spend a bunch of trades to fix my team at the start of the season, you'll be much better off towards the end of the season. So, yeah, it's okay to be the same. It's okay to be different. They have their advantages and disadvantages. 40 trades goes very quickly if you let it. So, yeah, something to think about a little bit, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Trainers and Express. Oh, MJ is all aboard. Love it. The R2. Yep, absolutely. As young chap doing at B-Ball. Go Eagles. I'm still talking to MJ there. Obviously, they McCarthy and by a country mile. Fair enough, says Captain Flash. MJ, what do you lads think of those mid 200k guys? Rouston, Bruin, and my boy Lindsay.
I think there's definitely, I think there's opportunity to make some really good money across the midfield at that price. They obviously have their advantages and disadvantages. Tanner Bruin not coming back, not playing much, but you'd hope he's been training during that period of time. We just haven't seen anything from it. We need 2 more games of sample size as a minimum, really, but 2 more games we will hopefully get. Rouston, similar thing. With a few of the injuries and stuff, but I think he looked quite good in the first game. Who's Lindsay? Let me see.
Yeah, Rouston seems to be good.
Xavier Lindsay. No, similar thing. I just need to see more of them because these type of player, are you expecting 60, 70, 80s from them? Or are you expecting them to get into the 90s realm? If it's the first thing, you might get considerable or comparable scoring from rookies on field. And then you're saving yourself, that 80, 90, 100K because just the quality of rookies that we're selecting in Supercoach is a lot better. Gone are the days of, my rookie scores me a 50 and I'm okay with that. We want more, we demand more. And, there might be 100 selections and we pick out the best 8 for your team. So it's a weird spot with those guys. In 3 weeks, your rookie could end up being a higher price than the cheaper mid-pricer that you've selected. And if that's the case, it's a real worry because, I haven't spent 100K in my midfield extra and I've put it somewhere else. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big mid 200 guy. Yeah, I definitely prefer guns and rookies. The rookies don't have to score as much to make the money. Then again, if you're anticipating 90s at a Rouston, then yeah, you're certainly worth.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, aren't you? You're expecting a massive score.
Would you rather start Whitfield or a mid under 650k?
Well, wouldn't it be a mid under 600k if they're comparable price? If you watch the coaches panel episode, if MJ's still on, coaches panel episode, it was I was talking up Whitfield quite a lot, and I think he's going to be probably top 3 or 4 at a minimum in that defensive line. So I don't know, man. That early fixture and early role. There's so many players at the moment that are just like, I don't know where they're going to play. There's question marks across everything. That I think Whitfield is just a really good selection. He'll play half back. He's still got majority kick-ins. He's still really good. Their fixture post-bye is fantastic. Yeah, it's just really good. So that's why I would say, there's no one under 600K in the midfield that I would pick instead of Whitfield. There might be a couple under 650K in the midfield that I might select over him, but no one at his price in the midfield that I would be comfortable with saying, hey, you're going to score more than Whitfield.
Yeah. Poet, good to see it. Poet. Is that a Toblerone in there? That looks delicious. I love Toblerone. Hey guys, you guys, love it. Aren't concerned about any potential injury with McCarthy. He's pretty up there in age. He is, but he's only 170K. And if the guy's not fit, the Lions wouldn't be playing him, is my understanding. They're not about to throw an older man out there to just go and get shafted. They acknowledge that he's come off back-to-back ACLs, so they played him off half-back in the bruise-free role. If that role persists, I'm quite happy with it. If he falls down and dies, then we can all, if he dies, he dies. The movie, good for you.
Yep.
Then there's a bunch of options that you can trade him down to, or even up to like a Max Heath, for example. So yeah, it's not end of the world. Causa, if you had the choice to pick one player as a premium in your team who is low owned, who would it be? Doesn't matter about a buy, but you can't. What? If you had a choice to pick one player,
I think this it's not the same wording, but I think this kind of fits in with the same idea as what Causa's saying. It's phrased very poorly, Causa. Are you saying that, hey, there's a player in our actual Supercoach teams or in our AFL teams that we want to have low ownership that we can pick?
Who is one pod that you really want to have?
From North?
You can't fit them in, but you want to.
Okay. Interesting.
Who's a pod? I never look at percentage of ownership, though. That's the thing.
Finn Callahan is still 5% owned. It's a bit sad. 5% of people haven't changed their teams.
What's Heaney's ownership at?
Yeah, he was literally one I was going to say 3% owned for Heaney. Heaney might be that selection. Just someone that we know on a good day can go really big. That might be it for me. Joe, crazy thing. George Hewitt, the man that averaged 112 last year, is 0% owned in Supercoach. And there's no Adam Chera for a while. It's it's interesting.
Heaney's my boy.
Zachy Merritt, 3.2% owned. There you go.
Snake.
I think the ones that pick him early are the ones that are going to do really well.
He's a snake. It's all right. That's all right. No, Heaney's my boy. I love Heaney. He was in my preseason team. He was in my team yesterday. So yes, no, I'm all aboard the Heen dog. I just really want kick-in merchants in defense, and I want Supercoach love childs in the midfield. And Heaney is one of those Supercoach love childs who you just know is going to score well. The bloke plays on ball. He's super flashy. He takes screamers. He's inside, outside, hits the scoreboard. The guy can do it all. One of the best players in the comp when fit. He is fit. He's flying. You saw what he's capable of. And as soon as Goulden came back into the team, he averaged 120 plus. So, yes, 100%. I dream of Heaney for me. I like Buderick rather than McCarthy.
Yeah, but he's more expensive.
Yeah.
I like both. To be honest, I like both. I think Buderick offers something potentially that we don't have at the moment. He's just I just need to see more from him. And the beautiful thing is we do get round 0 for him. But yeah, I need to see a bit more from him.
Good to see you, DB. Hope you're doing well, mate. Heath or CDT? I think Heath is better than CDT. Heath is mature. CDT's just come out of the draft. The kid's still a beanpole. In terms of upside for the future, oh yeah, CDT as a player will surpass Heath. But in terms of Supercoach right now, no, you got to go with Max Heath.
I need to see more from both before I make a decision, to be honest. I need to see more from both.
Yeah, fair enough. There was no octopus sticker. Fair enough. Sorry. We'll keep that in mind. I like that better than Henny and Goulden. All right, if you say so. I appreciate that, Spanky. Yanko! How are you, Yanko? Hope you're doing well, mate. Ned Reeves, any chance? He looked good. Quick 200K.
Yeah, I think he'll... I haven't had a look at Hawthorn in terms of what the coach is saying, but I have a feeling that they'll play both. Similar to Max Heath and a few others, the league's moving to these guys who are really tall or who can jump quite high. And I think Ned Reeves, just purely for that, slots himself into the team. They'll make way for him. He'll team up with Meek. It's partly why I've been off the Meek train alongside a few other reasons, but Ned Reeves should play barring injury.
Are we really picking a ruckman who's just purely a centre
bounce?
Well,
that's the assumption, right, Joe? If everything goes to shit and it's now a case of ruckman just get the ball from the middle, all they do is hit it out, and then the team takes the ball to the goal line, and that's it. Maybe we're forced to pick cheaper ruckman. Like that. That's just how the cookie's gonna crumble. You know, maybe we're forced just to do that. So. There's a lot of these teams running second rucks. It could be that kind of situation, I think.
So this guy is just going to be purely a centre ball-up specialist. Like, realistically,
and that's what I think Mason Cox is going to be the same thing. They're going to potentially rest forward, but their job is to jump and hit the ball, and that's it. Like that's their jobs.
Centre bounces or centre throw-ups are there really going to be for him to be able to have enough opportunity to even score some points? Like, all right, fine, he gets named, sure, but I'm going to spend 200 odd K for a guy who's going to give me not a great score. Like, I might as well pick CDT at that point then. Who I know is going to play every week.
Pick Max Heath.
Or Max Heath, exactly. Like, I don't get, like, where is the benefit to picking a centre bounce specialist where he's not going to score any points around the ground apart from when he goes in the middle, he just runs and jumps and gets a tap out.
Yep. And maybe they get like a handball here and there and a potential mark, but that could be the way that the new ruckmen are. You know, that could be the way that the ruck situation is going to be. Teams are bypassing their rucks.
And that's not. I don't think that'll be the case for every ruck.
Supercoach scoring coming out, but yeah, could be the way.
That won't be the case for every ruck though. That's. It might be the case for this type of ruckman, but you know there are other rucks like your Englishes, like your Jacksons. These are guys who follow up on the play. Even Blackiston. There's follow up. It's not just run, jump, hit the ball. All right, off you go. Your job now. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this.
Ned Reeves.
I'm not a fan of the Hawks in general.
Maybe that's the issue.
Plebiscites. 4.1317 meters. That's like 12 foot tall. Yeah. Who would you rather pick for the bench? Carroll or Rechko?
Right now, if it was heading into round one, it would be Carroll, purely for the fact that Rechko only played 2 quarters. Carroll at least played the whole game, I believe so, or at least started. Rechko came in at halftime. So if you run off that data, Carroll is more secure in the role at the moment.
Yeah, I think Rechko only because you don't pick a mature age player from another team if you're not going to play him.
Hmm.
And I think Rechko has a wing for himself. I think they have to play him. You recruit him for a reason. And the thing with wings is, of course, you just don't know how hot or cold they're going to be. But he's on the bench, and there might be games where he does pop off. All right, let's see. Here we go. 2025, the most goals kicked in the game was between Adelaide and Essendon. That's right. Where we lost by 10 goals, and yet we both scored 100 points. I mean, that was warning signs for Adelaide right from the get-go. So that would have been 40 goals plus the initial opening bounce. So 44 center bounces was the most you could possibly get in the season last year. 44 center bounces. How many of those center bounces would Reeves win to advantage? 50% is a massive number. 50%. Huge. So maybe
Depends
it would
who
be
it's
under
on.
50%.
Depends who he's versing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big
He's only
fan,
200k, Joe. It's not like it's a 800k player.
Yeah, stuff him. He's shit, though. I live my life 431 minutes at a time. I love it. Well played. Pickett Freak, I think, would be a lock. He was locked in my team all preseason.
Lock in both, I think, or at least wait till this week's game to see both of them. But I think both of them could be.
That's how I see my Whopper count. Love a double Whopper, but nah, not bacon deluxe. I'm sorry. Whopper is the best drive-through burger you can buy. The Whopper. Classic, no different iterations, none of this bullcrap, none of this fancy schmancy stuff. Just your simple OG Whopper. Tomatoes, lettuce, onion with tomato sauce. Simples and a sesame bun. That's it. No messing around with it. Windsor, more wing. Tom McCarthy, clear top 3 mid at Eagles. Thank you, DB. Thank you for backing in Jazz there. Yes, I did see that one. Noah Long is out for the season. Yeah, that's right. That sucks for the Eagles.
If you guys can find Braden Cook, if there's any Braden Cook news, I'd love to see it because I can't see anything about an injury for him. Like no updates for the club, nothing.
Mass, those are some fighting words there, Mass. Those are some fighting words, mate. Don't come to Essendon North Melbourne. All right, I slap you. Uncle Akka, you guys want to come down to Western Oval Friday night? I'll give you some signed Uncle Akka.
Parkville.
Mate, you got to give us some more details than that. What's the merch?
Yeah. Shoot us a message, buddy. We'll have a look.
Death, taxes, and having a different Supercoach by the end of the day. 100% Flash.
Yep.
Doing well. Excellent. Love to see it. Word of the bomb and land is... yes, I agree. He should be a lock for round 1. Start. Love his work. Hussein. Love Hussein's work. He's done very, very well. Young's asking you, Big J, how disappointing are the Roos already? I think they think they will automatically improve. I'm predicting West Coast win more games. Honestly, Clarko, guys, surely his last season.
Yeah, Clarko's contracted to 2027, but I think the narrative at the moment seems to be if we don't improve, if we don't look like we're doing better on field and actually competing and getting more wins, he could be gone a lot sooner. There's a feeling that, our starting run is decent enough that we should at least get 2, 3, 4 wins early, or at least compete to get 2, 3, 4 wins early. If we're something like 2 and 8 by round 10, the Drums are going to be beating at North Melbourne to say, see you later, mate. There's a couple of established coaches still roaming around that could be okay. But, yeah, the Roos looked very disappointing. Our defensive work is probably the worst in the league. And I think that just gets exposed every single time that we play. We're great if the ball, if we're winning, we're great. But any chance you have for North Melbourne to run backwards to get the ball or to land a tackle or whatever it is, just disappears. So I don't think it's a talent thing. I think it's a mentality thing. But even conditioning, we just don't look as good as what some other teams do. And development and muscle development for our players has always been an issue. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that could change. I think Clarko's time could be up, and it might just be hey, you got us through the shitty time when we had 3 coaches in 3 years. Thank you very much, and we'll see who's next. And need a big shake-up in terms of personnel because we're struggling across the board in a few different areas. So, yeah, it's not great.
Globes!
Thanks,
Welcome!
Globes.
Welcome, Globes. Thank you so much, you generous man.
I could go on about
Coaches
North
Box.
Melbourne, but yeah, it's not great.
Welcome to the Coaches Box, mate. Don't worry about North Melbourne. We don't talk about them in the Coaches Box. He only cries about it in public. Behind closed doors, we're a much happier bunch. Welcome, mate. Thank you so much for your support. Love to see it. Big J, stop giving Scott Father bad ideas about the 2 rookie rucks. Hawks is asking you if there will be any royalties for the McKelty Lefau.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on in George's Discord. I must have missed where someone else said Mikey Lefau, and then I've just missed it. So yeah, apologies if that's what's happened, buddy. There's no royalties anyway. I'm not getting paid for it myself. So maybe if Harold's son says, "Hey, how you going?" We'll see what happens.
I said the Mikey thing. I said Mike Fealty.
Joe did, but I think there's some people saying that they said it somewhere else first. So
I'm not claiming to be the author of the joke here. All I'm saying is I came up with it on my own. If I did, I'm sure other people did as well.
That's what I thought. You said it, and then I did the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Loops required for rucks this year. No, loops are never required, mate.
Yeah,
never.
I think. Yeah, sorry. By the time that you have, after the first 5 or so rounds when best 18 finishes, you're going to have a couple of players out. Just the way that rookies and stuff works. If you don't, then fantastic, you're on to a winner. But typically 1 or 2 players always gets dropped early on into the season. So, yeah, I think you'll be fine. Last year, having too many dead players really hurt. Like, really, really hurt. So, you don't want to be that guy like I was and a few people on here where you had, 3 players on your bench of 7 making cash. Because it can happen. And it really does happen. And how are you going to upgrade your team with, 2 players and a bunch of rookies that never had a price rise? So, yeah.
Yes,
Lucas Camporelli, I don't forget.
Exactly. Yeah, Spanky, never underestimate the season's ability to deprive you of rookies, man. It's insane. The last thing you need to do is starting dedicated rooks. Loops, it's insane. Adamo Baltacino, good to see you again, my friend. It's been a longer time. People questioning starting Shazel. Nah, no one started. Shazel, yeah. Shazel 100%. Number 1, we're definitely picking him, bro. Don't you dare. Don't you worry about it. That was one big sip of water. Bro, as you can tell, I talk loud and fast. Plus, I talk a lot during the day as well. I need lots of water. Trade into white when upgrading. Thinking Steen might be the R3 to make cash. That's what I got.
And players will pop up at certain points too.
Yeah. Leave room in the forward line for Tuke Miller, Horn Francis, Rankin, Draper, and possibly Hayden Young.
Yep.
Hayden Young, possibly,
He's one. Yeah, he looked like it in the preseason game.
But I don't know, it could be bad of me, but I'm just sort of assuming that he will not be in my team the whole year. I don't have him in my mind as a keeper. I have him purely as a stepping stone to upgrade to an Uber Premium. So I don't think I'm going to be leaving a spot in my forward line for him. Draper is as injury prone as they come, and I'm probably not going to touch him. So I imagine they're going to play 2 rucks. I imagine they'll play 2 rucks. With the fact that he's come across from the Bombers injured, he then gets injured again. I can see him. I can see the Lions playing a 2 ruck system. Rankin, yes. I think Rankin definitely. We saw last year what he's capable of. He's certainly top 6 type of player. Orn Francis, again, a bit injury prone, but if he gets forward status, then that's great. And Tuke Miller, I don't think Tuke Miller gets forward status, but if he does, then yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Still love how Geelong in pre-season did a layout with Tanner Bro. Classic Geelong fashion. Plus the buys, yeah. Hey, Binger, how's it going?
What's up, Binger?
Jono, Carroll, you legend. What are your thoughts on Lincoln McCarthy? Got him. Yep. Got him aside. Playing halfback, sort of defensive sweeper type of role. Cause is now telling us as well that in today's training or the most recent training, Kitty Coleman was still training wing half forward. So that's a positive sign for one Lincoln McCarthy. If he doesn't play out, there are plenty of other options that we can trade him to. Geordie, you planning on doing a February team review, Big J? Hopefully you don't have a round 3 problem like Joe did before today.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Going to record it tomorrow. Wednesday's my birthday, so Wednesday's off the cards. But yeah, going to come out tomorrow. We've just got a lot of content and stuff. And what's holding back a little bit, I think, when it comes to putting out a video until I saw what I wanted to see from round 0. So definitely going to be team review coming out tomorrow. And then one probably after next week's games. And then like a final team, hey, how you going kind of deal. Yeah. So yeah, a couple more reviews to go. Apologies if stuff hasn't come out for it, but I think myself, and a lot of people on the channel, a lot of people, you guys in the chat are just a little bit, hey, I don't know who to pick. And I think I've been like that a little bit myself at the moment. It's just like, cool, I don't know what direction I want my team to go into. So it's made it a little bit harder, I think, than, hey, I've got my forward line's done, my back line's done, whatever. The ruck rules have really shaken me up a little bit to pick my side. So yeah, just take it as it comes.
Cheers, the boys and 14 with the bloody Tigers. Yeah, that's exactly right. When the Feb team rating is happening, is it going to shift to an early March thing post preseason?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Luggage for Causa, fair enough.
Maybe we'll do up. I don't know how Joe feels about it, but maybe we'll do up a pre-round 0 bye team rating, Joe. So start like next week early after the preseason games.
Ooh!
Oh, thank you very much, Mark. Wednesday. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
Mark,
thank you very much.
You generous human being, Mark. You did win big on the horses, I swear. You got to give us your tips, mate. Every week. We need to have a segment on Monday. Mark's tips. You're going to gamble responsibly. Well done. You are a very, very generous man. Can't wait to see you next month, man. My big take for Supercoach is here. It's what I reckon, Geordie. I reckon this guy is going to tear it apart. That's why
I think he'll be around. I think he'll be around the mark, but it's really hard to pick that because we've got 3, and then I think there's like 6 players who can fill up the rest pretty easily.
I might have to drop Blakey. Still thinking about how I'm going to do it, but I really do like Heaney so much as well. That's why I had Heaney and Goulden both in my starting team. I don't know. I'm going to have to drop someone. Can't have too many players in that buy round. Because too many is too many. But yeah, man. He's gonna kill it. He's got someone to hit in the chest. He's got Perno. He's got McDonald. They're gonna go bonkers this year, the Swans. It's disgusting. He is a snake, okay? Oh, Ed Richards is your boy, Bing. All right. I see you. I really want to pick Merritt, but I can't. Fernando's. Fair enough. Any update on Ballard?
No, I just
None
know
from
that he
me.
wasn't selected
Yeah.
to play the Gold Coast game. So I just need to wait and see.
Keep an eye out. Good thing for round 0. Merritt the Snake burns their house down and says he wants to stay. Don't believe it, Geordie. I don't believe it. Once a snake, always a snake. You lie to your face and go behind your back. I don't trust it. Sinclair just can't. Yeah, all right. Sinclair's your man. Gotcha, Mark. Would you rather start Heaney or Goulden? I think Goulden for the price is too good.
Probably. Yeah, good. If I had to pick one, it would be Goulden for the price, I think.
Glad we get to see Steen in opening round. Agreed.
Yep.
I think we could start McAndrew in R3, then Steen and Flex.
Yeah. I would probably go the other way. I think if McAndrew is going to be playing main ruck, he should go in the flex because you'll get the points on field. Keep Steen in the R3 position if you have to swap, but McAndrew could average. I think shout outs to Shaq. We were going over it in the Discord. He was kind of counting up the points and stuff, but it seemed like McAndrew scored close to 100 in the first two quarters of the game. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Blackiston follows up his work after yes, sir.
Which is why I like him versus some other ruckman if I have to pick him, because he gets involved around the ground. He's super mobile, and it's partly the reason why I think Essendon could pick him for a majority of the season and say, cool, Brian, we'll let you do what you're going to do, barring you guys having another backline injury, Joe, and then Blackiston becomes a key defender again. Yeah. I could see him playing for a fair chunk of the season.
Well, hopefully, someone like Lewis Hayes returns from his ACL, and then that's a defender that can step up so that Blackiston doesn't have to go to defense. So, yeah, it's ultimately dependent on availability. Yeah, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But love me, my boy Lockie. The pod I want to start, but I can't fit in, is Max Holmes. These new rules will suit him massively. His average has been trending upwards from year to year. I won't be surprised if he's a top 8 mid.
There you go. And that's why I've currently got Noah Anderson in the team. It is another round 3 guy, but I've currently got Noah Anderson into the team for the same reason. It's just like these guys that grab the ball and go. I think the general consensus though is that post second bye, Geelong's run is really good. But yeah, otherwise they're doing okay. Pick him. If you want to pick him, pick him. If we all have to chase Max Holmes, we have to chase Max Holmes. So there's a reason why you like him. You don't have to pick the same players, but it's always good to have a feeling of, hey, this is the reason why I've got this guy and other people don't. It's like those ones last year that picked McCluggage, or they picked like Hewitt, for example, and just went big. So, yeah.
Andrew Camilleri, Jack Carroll is giving me Boxall or Campo vibes. Oh, no.
Yeah, a little bit. And that's why I need to see a lot more from him before I make the jump if I have to.
Yeah, Reeves. Reeves could be the 431,700 centimeter player. Correct.
There you go.
Good call, Cap and Flash. I knew it was Adelaide versus Essendon most goals before it came up. Well, of course you did, Causa. You are a walking encyclopedia of knowledge, my friend. Jack, good to see you, Jack.
What's up, Jack?
Right, you well. I am. After watching Ab's video, one of his friends picked a nice pod from Adelaide in defence, not for myself, but he thinks Worrell will average 100 to 104. And therefore, he's not a top 6 to 8.
Yeah, well, I guess kind of the consensus, if Joe wants to pull up the kick-in stats for Joe, is DFS still not working or is DFS working?
It's working for now.
Cool. So if we go Adelaide kick-ins from last year, Keane is out and will be out for a considerable part of the season. You would assume if Keane is out, Worrell, who was number 2, is now going to take a bit more of the kick-ins. So that's why I think a few people are jumping on Worrell. They'll use him as like a nice running player through the back line, and should slot in and take a bit more of the kick-ins now that Keane's not there. So I think that's where like the natural progression, and he's not super expensive. He's not over 500k, but there is a little bit of a risk involved. I agree. If he's only averaging 100 to 104, he's probably not going to be a top 6. We could easily finish our teams with like 2 St Kildas, 2 GWS players, and then fill it out with the rest. So yeah,
well, based on last year's stats, 104 would have had him at number 6.
Okay, then.
Zorko was number 6.
I don't think he'll be a keeper. I don't think he'll be a keeper. That's my feeling. But if on average, if that's what he's gonna average to be a keeper, then I'll eat my words, Joe.
How long is Keane out for? This is based on Keane being out for the whole season. So Keane obviously might return, and then the scoring drops again. Braden Cook is not injured, beloved. He's cooked, not injured. I get it. I tried to look, but couldn't find anything. Excellent, thank you. Might be a little pinky. Streets won't forget Liam Baker 2025 pre-buy. Fair enough. Hope they don't. Leave room in the forward line for Amadi Party. Yeah, nah, not happening, mate. The Amadi Party's too high. Too busy getting stoned. My dreaming on Cook, don't pick that. We know who you're talking about, that Ruckman DPP, that shithead, who I shall not name. I love it. I will not name him either, Mark. He's just Sammy shithead. Why would they practically swap McCarthy and Kitty? I don't get it.
I think Archie being out leaves a little bit of a void in terms of fast plays for them in the forward line. Coleman's done it before, and I think it might be a case of, well, McCarthy, we don't want you in the forward line, but we want your skills and being able to accurately kick the ball and a few other things in the back line. So it's definitely one to watch, but there is a world where that happens. We're seeing it at the moment, right? So, yeah.
It could be something stupid in terms of Kitty played in defense, got injured. McCarthy played forward, he got injured. Let's swap them around and maybe they won't get injured. And Kitty looked really good playing half forward. They lost Archie, and that was what I was concerned about, if you recall, early on in the preseason, why I didn't have McCarthy locked in. It's because they lost Archie, and there's every possibility that Kitty could play that Archie role to fill in. So, and he looked really good. Great connection, great composure, beautiful ball user. You want a beautiful ball user kicking the ball inside forward 50 to your leading forwards. So it's every possibility that McCarthy played as a forward. He's too much of a desperate player, high flying, coming off of 2 ACLs at his age. Let's protect you a little bit, bring you your experience, your leadership behind the ball, and then Kitty can rotate back there if need be. So yeah, there is a rationale. Do not doubt Fagan. The guy was a goal away from a 3-peat. You know what I mean? So he knows what he's doing, Chris Fagan. You should do a stream like last year. Then we can defend our questionable choices live.
We can do that if you guys want.
We can do that. We can do that if you like.
That's not an issue.
I reckon you will like my tame lads. I'm sure I will. You do good work, Binger. You do very good work. Watch it be Warner, who's the player to average one. Freaking Chad. Yeah, right. Not the Chad. What player has had the highest TOG without a possession in a game? And also the same with one possession.
What about Corey? What about that Nick Larkey game where he didn't get a touch in his first game? He finished the game with 0 stats. That might be my sneaky one. Played his first game ever, Joe, and then just didn't get a touch the entire game. So
it's pretty unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure, Corey. Have to let us know. Guys, get your last questions in. We have been streaming for just over 2 hours, and it is getting close to
just
bedtime.
over. It's almost 2.5 hours.
I know. I was being generous there, mate. So yeah. Figure it out. Is McCurch going to be fine for round 1? David King was actually roasting him on Kenga TV today. It was pretty funny. Saying back in my day, players would just get a jab in their hand and told, hey, like, do better. But yeah, I think from all reports, he should be good for round 1.
Good. I think Blake will be, 100%. Love Blakey. We put him in our top defender video a few weeks back now. So yeah, we've been all over him in the preseason. He's clearly in my team, as you've seen as well. So yeah, but no early buy for Worrell, and the price definitely leads people to be a bit more enticed by him as a selection for sure.
He's a little bit cheaper too, which is good.
No backline has a lot to pick from this year. Zach Johnson, Jackson Pryor. Yeah, but we're talking key defenders more so, Mark, for our backline. Like if Reed went down or Mackay went down. Moment, so. Yeah, Ridley's already gone. So that's already one of our big defenders. So if Reed was to go down or Mackay was to go down, obviously Lewis Hayes isn't available just yet, still recovering from his ACL. It could mean that we need to put Blackiston to play that key defensive role because we don't have Laverty anymore to play that cover. He's now gone to the Giants. So our key defensive stocks are pretty light on unless we throw Max Kondo in there and say, hey, you're 190 centimeters, go for it, son. Baptism by fire.
Yeah.
Got to be a key defender, Corey, like a 20. Yeah. What happened last year, did it? Oh, happened last year, a whole game without a disposal. Interesting. Yeah. There you go. I have it here. If we speed blitz it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I have 2 for the Gridley, but I don't want to take over the Gridley. So
already?
Yeah.
Remember Billy Frampton? Yeah, man. Billy Frampton, the premiership player, he kept Harris Andrews goalless. What a superstar. 69% game time of Darcy Tucker and 1 disposal. Fraser Gary, 89% time on ground. Holy shit. I could totally see the G train just eating a pie in the forward line, not getting a touch. Nightfall.
Yeah. Throw us a message on Facebook, mate.
Yeah.
Chuck us a Facebook message.
You can see the socials are on the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, excellent. Which one, Jack? Which one? Give it to us. Thanks, guys, so much for joining. We're going to finish up with the Gridley. Hope you had a fun time with us so far. Please stay with us. We're trying to get the lowest possible score. We want, if you guys have not played this game before, Gridley is a game where 9 grids, you need to have an AFL player from AFL/VFL history that meets these 2 requirements. And you want it to be a very obscure player, which means that it is a very rare answer. Similar to golf, the lower the score is, the better. We want it to be super duper rare.
Yep.
So Jack's got here Hawthorn and Rising Star, Harry Morrison.
There you go. You do that. I'll spruik everything.
Mark is in.
Guys, if you haven't already, jump on the 2026 season guide for Supercoach Sword Play. 10% off if you use the code CBOUNCE. There you go.
All right. So Rising Star and Hawk, we're going to go with Harry Morrison. Says Jack. 4.8% beautiful.
I have
super rare.
I have one for the multi-club player and Rising Star. But Jack has someone different. So I don't know if you want to pick mine or you want to pick Jack's.
Well, what's yours?
I have Jamara Ugle-Hagan.
Which one is rarer?
Well, it's up to you, Joe, because I know what the percentage of my one is. So it's up to you. You trust me or you want Jack? Either or doesn't matter.
You know the percentage. Just tell me what the percentage is.
0.6. Sorry. Yeah, 0.6.
Oh, then Jamara it is. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jared, but 0.5 now, actually.
0.5. There you go. I got robbed when I did Gridley earlier.
Wow. 0.5%. You love to see it. What was that? Peter Bell? Sorry, we've already gone. We've already got
him. Bro.
I'm sure Peter Bell would be good. Tim O'Brien or Ryan Burton teammate Hawk. All right. You
had it there.
Tim O'Brien. Tim O'Brien without a hyphen? Without an apostrophe? Is that how it's supposed to be spelled? 0.5. Oh my god.
There you go.
Okay. That is insane. All right. Jeez, I don't know. Jamar might be more. I don't know, bro. 0.5% is pretty damn rare. Bro, no, don't apologize at all. This is awesome. What a start thus far.
Joe, if you throw Showdown Port Adelaide, chuck in Todd Marshall if you want. That's my two.
Todd Marshall?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my two. I'll leave the rest for everyone else.
Right, we're about to win the Gridley for the week. The way we're going. All right.
Someone has like five on the Gridley. It's crazy.
Bryce Gibbs for multi-club showdown player. Multi-club showdown. Bryce. Excuse me. That's not how you spell Bryce. That's how you spell Bryce. 2%. Okay. First one that's not a point.
All right. I'll add those on. Thoughts on Cornelio? I think he's great, but I need to see 2 games worth of experience more from him before I consider selecting him. Post early buy, GWS's run's pretty good with West Coast and Richmond, but I'm just worried about his body more than anything else.
Oh my god, 0.4%, Jordan! What the hell was that one at all? Did John Butcher get a rising star norm for Port?
Duke, ooh.
Unfortunately, it's
not sure.
John Butcher. Well, I mean, let's try it. Actually, let's Google him first. John Butcher. John Butcher. Did he win a rising star?
No.
Doesn't seem like it. No. No rising star for John Butcher. I Googled it.
What was it? Binger saying here, Dougal Howard, multi-club Ryan Burton teammate. And then you got Mark Curzon.
Also Dougal Howard.
Yep.
Must be good.
So we need a Hawks. Guys, we need a Hawks showdown winner and then a Port Adelaide rising star.
Playing this game with the bloody Hawks. I like it. It's hilarious. Sam Gray was the multi-club player, I believe. Okay. Daniel Pearce.
Oh, I got one for you. Okay.
For which one?
Jake Need, Neade. Just a random.
For which one?
For that one, that you're doing now.
Need.
Yeah.
N-E-A-D.
I don't know how. We can reverse it. So if my one's no good,
Yes.
we'll chuck Daniel Pierce in there.
1%. That's pretty damn awesome. I think I'll keep it. Sorry, Geordie.
Sorry, Geordie.
And then Hawks.
Yeah, I'll leave that for someone.
Jarman?
Well, it's just someone from the Hawks that won the showdown. So they're either going to play for Adelaide or Port Adelaide. Sorry, no, they play for Hawthorn.
Jack says Paul Puopolo. Paul Puopolo. Did he win one, Paul Poppy? I feel like Paul Puopolo might be quite niche as well. I feel like I like Poppy. Well, doesn't actually show up on these bloody. It's just a showdown win, is it? Oh no, showdown win. Oh yeah, so a Hawthorn player, a player who played for the Hawks.
What years did he play?
Puopolo.
Yep.
He played between 2011 and 2020.
Okay. So Adelaide won 2018, 2017, 2016, 2014, 2011, 2012. So I assume he was named in one of those years.
Renewed.
Port, or is it Adelaide? No, it's a Hawks. It's a Hawks player.
It's a Hawk
that has to have won in the showdown at some point. Yeah, so it fits. Oh no, Popolo didn't play.
What do you mean? Puopolo didn't play for them. He played for the Hawks.
No. It's a Hawks player that either played for Adelaide or Port and won a showdown. That's what it is. So they're trying to trick you.
But couldn't. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Right. So it has to be. Yes. Right. He's only played at Hawthorn, so he could not possibly be.
That's the.
Yes. Okay, I understand what you mean. Jarman Impey. All right, we'll go with Causa. Jarman Impey. I feel like it's common, surely. Yeah, 9%.
All right,
hey,
let's undo.
We can
do better. We can do better.
We can do better than 9%. Darren Jarman. Bro, you can't just tell me Jarman and think I'm going to think of Darren Jarman. There's Jarman MP too.
Sorry, Causa.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what? I'm like, Jarman MP's too common. Like, what? Like, Darren Jarman, bro. You can't just say Jarman. All right, Darren Jarman. Please be purple. It was better. 11.3. That is the best.
Guys,
the best
if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. It will mean the world to us. We are trying to get to that magical 3K subs number, and then pushing up further than that. Yeah.
2.9 was number one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So if we had a good kind of that left corner one, would have been all right. Everything else was like super low.
0.5.8.
Yeah.
Insane. Well done, Causa. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed. Over 2.5 hours. You know it's getting real. The footy's getting closer. We can feel it in the air. We're all got a bit of pep in our step, and we all need to go to bed. But we all need to go to bed. The fun must come to an end. Thank you so much for joining. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to not miss out on any of the videos or streams we got on a regular.
If you guys haven't already, like, share, subscribe, check us out on Twitter. We will be doing team reviews, I guess, next week, maybe Tuesday. We'll pencil that in. So get your teams finalized, post Amy game team review, and then we'll have a look at doing another one when before round one starts for your final teams. So keep an eye out on Twitter, keep an eye out on Facebook as we had before.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a good night. We'll see you on the flip side in the next one.
Catch you, fellas. Team review out tomorrow.